My voice connection is hovering at red, so let me know if it's
Yeah.
Well,
that's not super new.
Yeah.
Recently.
yeah, I don't know what's going on with my either Discord or internet. I don't know. And I can't fix it. So this is it now. Forever and ever.
I think we've
You
gotten kind of
haven't-
used to it, to be honest with you.
You haven't gone digital too many times today. So
That's
it seemed
good.
like it's better than last week.
It gives you more of an air of mystery.
Yeah, there you go.
Plays into my persona. Okay, sweet. So oh yeah, this is the speech I should have given before we started, but I was too caught up in making sure that the first session went off okay. And I didn't want to, and I wanted to do the recap this week. But I want one of you guys to do the recap going forward. For two reasons. One, it gives me slightly less to do, but also because I know what I thought happened last session, but I want to know what
there's the
you
digital
guys.
voice.
Oh yeah. I need to turn my guy down 1 sec. I know what I thought happened last session, but I want to know what you guys thought happened last session. So if you guys give recap, then or if one of you gives a recap, then that lets me know what you guys saw, and like if I need to give something, more focus, or if you're misinterpreting something, or if I'm not explaining something clearly, all that sort of thing. And I would be open to awarding inspiration for this. Just let me know what you guys think.
Cool.
Alrighty, yeah.
Could we have a channel,
A what?
like an extra text channel called Roundup? We do this in my other campaign where we just put like bullet points of what happened, so we can like look back at that as well.
Remember.
Sure.
I have notes.
We can probably just put it in the game channel because there's not that much stuff in there.
I mean, it might. I don't know what you put in there, but it might like mix things up.
Now it's music. It's all this bot playing music. But yeah, I can make
that
another one
sounds
if-
that sounds fine to me, but I don't think we need inspiration for that because I think that's pretty out of game,
Yeah, that's
I mean,
what.
I don't really care, but no need.
Okay, cool. Let's do that then. So it can either be one person that always does it, or you can rotate. You guys can figure that out, and we'll figure that out as we go. Also,
I intend to take notes regardless, so like I can just post what I have if that's cool with
Nice.
people.
Yeah,
They're not like very in depth, so like if you miss something in depth, then that's on you for not taking the note.
Yep. That's fair. Yeah, it's a recap, not a explanation.
Yeah.
Sweet. And then on top of that, I'm going to most days when we end, I'm gonna leave us on the map, the world map. So if someone or all of you want to just write notes on that, that's fine. And every couple weeks, I'll go into Photoshop and turn those notes into like actual parts of the map. So if you want to, name the the location we're at, or
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I'll
absolutely.
do that. And then the last thing is, yeah, it's this game's different from the last one in that in Curse of Strahd, day one, we know how it ends. We know it ends with you guys fighting fighting Strahd.
I
This
didn't know
one,
that. Who knew that?
yeah, who knew that, right?
That's only if you're
Spoiler-
lucky, really.
Spoiler alert, guys.
Curse of Strahd could just end with you all dead.
That's true. It did nearly end like that a few times. But we don't have that in this game. There's not Strahd. You're not stuck in a valley with Strahd. You can leave the valley. So because of that, I know what story I want to tell, but it's not my story, it's ours. So take turns, expect, push yourselves to push the story along.
Blip, blip, blip.
Could you repeat that? You were scrambled.
Yeah, wait me 1 sec.
Bye.
Maybe restart your internet.
I don't know.
Delete
Did it last week, then-
win.32.
What's
Yeah.
your speed?
We can't hear you. Now
Can you hear me now?
We
Yeah.
can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I said my internet speed or my Discord speed, because my internet speed is supposedly very good. My Discord speed is not.
I mean, supposedly is a whole another thing to actually.
yeah, right.
If you
exactly.
wanna like, just like Google speed test and go for the
Oh,
first
yeah,
one.
no, it is good. It's high.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah. No, my internet isn't the problem. I don't know what is, but it's not the internet, unfortunately, because that would be easier to fix.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, push yourselves to push the story along, take left turns, do shit that I don't. A lot of different stuff, just have fun with it, and at times, like I said, I know what story I want to tell, but you guys are part of this, and it's our story, not mine.
Well, sometimes we do stuff you can't predict, so.
Yep. Yes, you do. So yeah, with all of that said, let's recap last week. So last week, fate conspired to place Theo, Kalen, Talia, Luth, and Rivital in the Shaky Bulwark Tavern, along with some other fine men and women. You guys arrived there throughout the day and evening, and were introduced to some of the local population, including Gregor and his wife, his lovely wife Madge, who run the tavern. As you settled down in the evening, they provided a lovely meal for you all, and you had some games, dice games were played, uh, drinks were had. I believe a drinking contest may have been engaged in.
Oh, aye.
And yeah, you guys had a nice evening. However, your evening was interrupted as a void storm hit and unleashed its uh, uncontrolled magics on the surrounding countryside. You were safe behind your ruins, the ruined walls. However, soon after it hit, a man arrived at the gate banging and asking to be let in. You complied and found a magister, Magister Ket, whose memories had been drained by the storm and was worse for the wear. In letting him in, Kalen was exposed to the power of the storm outside, and with a as thunder roared in his ears, he fell unconscious. You closed the gate again, managed to drag Kalen to safety and stabilized him, and with a quick nightcap, you all turned in for the evening. Unfortunately, in the early hours of the morning, your rest was interrupted as you heard the sounds of people assaulting the inn. The storm had passed, and you found yourselves attacked by a group of bandits and orcs, uh, and orcs and half orcs, led by a large, imposing orc fellow. You held them off as best you could. However, it was clear that there were many more of them than there were of you. And as some of your allies, including Red Mackin and Dusa, uh, fell beneath the orc's blades, you retreated into the basement. Gregor, someone had to remain behind to close the basement hatch. There was the bar that did so, and so Gregor remained behind to do that and closed it after you. giving his wife's body to you, Talia, and asking that you give her a burial. So, as you flee into this dusty cellar, Theo and Kalen immediately begin to explore the subterranean exit. Still in the cellar itself, you see Lingard hug his knees tightly to his chest with wide eyes. He lets out shallow breaths and seems to be barely containing his horror and panic. Luth, you feel warm, wet blood drip onto your shoulder from above the sealed hatch, and you can hear as above the orcs search furiously for you. Uh, One slams his axe into the floor above you with little effect, and quickly it seems, however, that the orcs tire of their efforts as the big building continues to smolder. The inn flies precariously. Some of the rafters above, you can hear them buckling under their own weight as it burns. Further below, your eyes adjust to your unlit surroundings, and Magister Kesh looks around the small cellar as if realizing for the first time that he's no longer in his chambers. He squints down the passage after your allies and looks around and confusedly asks, "Where does it go? Are we lost? If we are, I have something. What do I have? Oh! A map, just for this purpose." And he pulls out a folded piece of parchment, stained with delicate inks. While not in any way useful in determining the exit, it is a map of the local area and surrounding trade routes. And Ket seems rather pleased with himself as he hands this to you. It drifts back into his daze. What do you guys do?
Who did he hand it to?
He handed it to probably you.
Okay. All right. I'll move away from the hatch so I don't get any blood on it. And let's see.
So we're currently in a small space, and there's a tunnel leading away, right?
Yep, you're in a very small cellar, chock full of crates and kind of kegs for upstairs. There's a door, a wooden door leads out of the cellar. There was a rune on the door, and after you pulled it open, Theo, you and Kalen set off. You're about 20 feet down this low earth passageway.
I'm gonna look around to see if there are any like sort of travel ready provisions we could take.
Sure, you can
Because,
make
I
an
mean-
investigation check.
Alrighty.
Is Callum not joining us, by the way?
No, he has a interview. He
Oh,
said.
right. Okay. I thought that was last week.
Dang.
Nice.
Start.
Yeah, you look and you don't see any travel provisions. You do find you kind of pull open most of the crates, and inside is so very heavily salted foodstuffs. You do see that there is a couple torches down here, so you could probably find 2 or 3 torches, but you don't find anything that seems as if it's ready to, no travel packs or anything like that.
Okay. Just some salted meat and torches.
Yeah, you can take some of the meats. They'll be rations.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take what I can.
Sure. Yeah, you can pull out 10 rations or so.
10 days rations for one person.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's more in there, but it's like not like legs of lamb that haven't been cut, or like a pig's belly that is this full pig's belly. Pulling around a pig's belly might, it's not exactly easily.
Sounds like orc food to me.
While the inn is on
Some good
fire and
haggis right
collapsing
there.
above us, like.
Right. Exactly.
I'm just gonna follow after the other two. Like, there's no point in waiting here because there's nothing for
Sure.
us to go back to.
Yeah,
Okay.
Rivital isn't really doing much of anything. She probably just has her back kind of against one of the walls in the smaller little spot, just kind of wide-eyed and doing nothing.
I might thump Lingard on the way though, trying to like snap him out of it.
Okay, yeah, he looks up at you as you do, and he just kind of quietly works his mouth with no sound coming out.
Come on, we can't stay here.
He nods and he stands up. And who are you carrying Madge's body? Talia?
I think so.
He'll offer to take it if you want. He'll say, "Oh,
Yeah, yeah, that
not
would
much
be better.
use." So yeah, he kind of fireman carries Madge's body.
The 1 HP bard can carry everything.
She's strong.
As the in above groans again, Kara kind of looks around at you all, and she says, "We should probably get moving. The inn sounds like it's just about ready to give way."
I don't fancy being buried here. Lead on.
All right, so you set off down this this path.
I make sure the Magister is with us too.
Yeah, good call, because he was just sitting there. Yeah, you pick him up and you push him kind of in front of you and you go down this kind of narrow earth passageway. As you do, Luth, you're probably the tallest. You kind of feel your head's kind of hits into the ceiling in places, and you're forced to crouch. You can feel kind of the earth spilling from the roof and kind of loose soil traveling down your neck and back. And as you go, Lingard kind of pipes up, Gregor always not to come down here. Since there were grubbers down here. And he's kind of looking around nervously.
I don't want to know what grubbers are.
Fair.
Presumably some sort of pest.
So is anyone does anyone have a torch lit or anything like that?
Rivital will just fish a candle, a small candle out of her pack and light it.
Nice. Okay.
I need no such thing as a torch.
Fair.
We're all human in this campaign.
Yeah, I was
so
about to
dark
say you
vision's not
don't,
going
but
to help.
Theo, Talia, Rivital are all fucking blind. So yeah, you
We've
continue
got a lot of humans.
down this passageway for, maybe 40 or so feet before it forks at doglegs left. And you follow that as this gentle rise as you go. Occasionally you'll hit your head off the ceiling, fall lower in places, hit into a rock or something. There's roots kind of bursting out of the sides of this passage. It doesn't seem like it's been maintained. And eventually you come to a fork. There is a one branch leads left, the other right, and in both places you kind of squint down, and the passage just disappears into the darkness.
I think loose in the back, so he's just
Sure.
Could you pass me one of those torches?
yeah.
Kalen, as you say that, Kalen will cast, or he doesn't because he can't hear you. Never mind.
Right.
Yeah, I'll pass a torch up the line to Theo.
Presumably lit. Actually, he has flint and tinder, so she'll light the torch and she'll sneak ahead.
Yeah, well, I've got weapons and some meat. That's it.
It
What
sounds
else
about
does
like what an
what else
orc would
does
have.
he?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Theo, which way are you sneaking ahead, left or right?
Whichever ascends more.
Go ahead and give me a perception check. Nice. Yeah, you take a minute to look in both directions, and they're very gradual, but you discern that the left slope actually seems to descend. So you turn down the right pathway and continue on. Um,
She will
and
stage whisper back that I believe this leads upwards and outwards.
as you go,
Oh, fuck it better.
you see these on the ground. They're not moving. They appear to be dead. You see these about inch long, maybe some up to 2 inches, whitey gray, almost like enlarged maggots, just on the ground.
Visible disgust.
Yes. And finally, Theo, you do come to the end of this passage. The passage ends at a large, probably 6-foot diameter hatch. It appears to be made of iron, but has rusted to kind of a red-brown hue, and it appears as if it hasn't been opened in decades, perhaps longer. There's a corroded iron wheel set into the center of the hatch, which appears to be the mechanism once used to open this.
Right. So, she will take out her tools. Does she have any oil with her tinker tools by any chance?
Do you have oil? Let me check.
I have lamp oil.
That would work, I suppose.
You ought to have gun oil if you have guns.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Let's use a small flask of oil.
Right. So, yeah, I'll take some of that and try to get it in between the cracks of the mechanism.
Sure. You can pretty easily apply it to the mechanism. Just go ahead and make a Tinker's Tools check
All right.
for me.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, damn!
Wow.
Yeah,
God damn.
you oil this mechanism up, and it's still, heavily corroded. Um, but you do get the sense that it will not make you oil it up to be a little bit easier to move around, and it won't kind of make too much or as much noise perhaps as you push it open.
Right. She will turn back and she'll once again in sort of a loud whisper say, "Elle, come help me."
Can
And we
I
ought-
can I squeeze up through there?
Very difficultly, yes. You're kind of elbowing people in the face as you go.
Squishing them to the wall.
Right, exactly.
God, fucking we go piss.
Oh god.
Oh, that's true.
Yes. Okay. I'll come up and ask. Let's see. You want me to just push it open or what?
I think it'd be the most quiet if we do it in one smooth motion. I don't want to struggle too much. So on
Alright.
3, let's turn.
Wait. Three. Then go or on 3.
On 3.
Can he count to 3?
Alright. I heard that.
Kara laughs a little bit.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So she counts to 3, and then acrobatics.
Or athletics.
Strength athletics, absolutely straight. Not acrobatics at all.
She does a
Oh,
backflip while she
okay.
tries to turn the wheel.
Yeah. She
I misread that,
backflips over the
Parkour.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have acrobatics. Oh, I am pretty dexterous. That makes sense. Yeah. I will be assisting Luth then.
Are you proficient in strength?
As he drops from the call.
Sorry.
Are you proficient in strength?
In acrobatics, no.
In strength athletics?
In
Not
athletics.
in acrobat, in athletics. are
Right.
you
Sorry.
proficient?
That's what I meant. No, I'm not.
All right. Well, then unfortunately, this is a very heavy old iron door that hasn't been opened in a very long time. It's going to take some force to do it. So
Could it-
unfortunately, you won't be able to assist,
Could it be
especially as
pure?
it's like a tight space as well. It's
Could
hard
it
to.
be?
Yeah,
throw
I'll
the-
just
Sorry, what's your question? Could it be pure strength?
Yeah.
I mean, either way, you wouldn't be able to assist.
Okay.
Because strength is like his thing.
Yeah.
And
she'll
also,
assist.
yeah,
Well, it's
yeah,
probably a small passageway. It's
Yeah.
probably hard for two people to fit to pull it open at once.
Fair enough.
Luth is big.
Luth just says, "Stand back, you wee pansy," and
I was waiting for that to be worse than what he said.
no,
your Tinker's Tool check has already helped. I will say that. So it's not
so
like
yeah,
you've done nothing.
Luth will grab hold of the wheel and he turns to Theo and says, "Was it righty loosey, lefty tighty? Which way is that?"
Loose means to the left. So turn to the left.
All right. Luth will do that.
Nice. Yeah, you with a heave, braces himself kind of against the door and begins to turn the wheel. How much oil do you use there?
Well, she's gonna need some. So let's say half her flask, I guess.
Okay, so half of it's probably like a hip flask sized oil
Oh, a
container.
hip. Okay.
Um,
Well, maybe like 2 shots worth. And
2 shots.
okay,
2 shots of oil.
2 shots
Should I
of
be
oil.
Should I be
No,
keeping
don't
track
worry
of
about it. Don't worry about it.
You have to have the exact ounces left.
this?
Yeah. So yeah, you've oiled up the wheel itself. So yeah, Luth, the wheel spins as you exert your strength upon it. However, as you begin to push it open, the hinges scream um, as they kind of loudly screech open. As you haven't applied any oil to the hinges with 2 shots worth. Um,
Damn it, Luth.
Why are you blaming him?
you do force this door open, and as you do, you look out onto a kind of into the forest surrounding the inn that you guys were staying at. The door opens from kind of the side of a short cliff, like maybe a 10-foot high cliff. And you can see trees and ivy have overgrown much of it. So Luth, you're kind of having to push away a large amount of ivy that's fallen down, blocking your view. Who's at the back? Because I know Luth was at the back. So now that Luth's at the front, who's gone to the back?
I'm probably at the back because.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
Oh boy.
Nice.
These are really good rolls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes me
don't
feel
jinx us.
nervous.
Solid.
Yeah. Talia, you hear the sound of skittering from further down
Nope,
behind you
nope,
from the
nope.
direction you came.
Nope. I'm gonna try pushing my way to the front. Nope. Nope.
All right, you're kind of pushing your way. People begin to push out the whole way. You is anyone not leaving this passageway?
I think everybody's leaving.
Yeah, I need a place to stand up.
Yeah. So you guys push your way out. As you go, Luth, you kind of everyone files out past you as you're standing by this door. You look back in, Luth, and you can see now about with your dark vision, right at the edge of your dark vision, you can see a large spider is on the the roof of the passageway, crawling its way towards you guys.
No.
That's gonna be a no. Is everyone out yet?
Yeah, everyone's out. Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking well not slam it, but I'm gonna push the
Yeah.
push the hatch closed.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and make another strength check or athletics check. Yeah, easy. You
Jesus.
push it back closed, and the spider is still about 20 yards away. And you can see the spider as it's going. You can see that there's those kind of maggot-like things that you saw on the ground seem to be falling out of its body, and you can see them writhing around as they seem to be devouring the spider's flesh from the inside. And
Yeah,
you
I'm gonna
slam the you
I'm
slam.
turning the wheel too.
Good.
Well, you can't turn the wheel from this side. You can only turn it from the other side. But
Oh,
you
okay.
don't think the spider will be able to push this open.
Is there like a rock or something that I can
Yeah,
put on
yeah.
it?
You can absolutely find a rock, a small boulder or something, just to roll up against it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Nice. And as you do, right as you push that into place, you hear a whoosh from inside, and the rest of you hear the sound of a collapsing building.
How far away does that seem from like where we are now?
Make a perception check. You're not sure, but it doesn't seem very close. It seems maybe you know underground you walk for about 15 minutes, so maybe something like a 15-20 minute walk away, maybe less.
Okay.
Storm is past, by the way, right?
Yes, the storm has passed.
We're not
We would
dying
find
yet,
out
right?
real
Everyone's dead.
quick.
Yeah, everyone roll new characters.
TPK.
So yeah, the storm has passed. You are not going to fight the storm
Today.
today. So yeah, as you emerge out into this forest, you can see around you these large kind of pine trees extending up into the sky and kind of disappearing in the darkness. It's still very much dark out, and dawn is probably a few hours off. You're not sure exactly, but you can hear the sounds of the forest around you, and you can smell kind of the smell of burning just at the edge of your sense, as it's somewhere off in the distance. And Kara kind of looks around, and she says, I don't want to be here when the sun's up and we're easy to see, easy to hunt. Let's get out of here.
Alright.
Uh,
Luth,
Rivetel taps on Luth and just says, could I see that map?
Oh, hi. He passes it to her and then goes a few steps away to relieve himself.
Just a few steps.
Of the actual gallon.
Oh god.
The
Alcohol.
literal gallon.
But yeah, so she opens up the map and is, I guess, just trying to figure out. I mean, we're not too far from where we were, but she's trying to figure out the closest warded settlement or roadhouse or whatever.
Sure. So you aren't sure about the markings on this map, as very few of them are labeled. Obviously, the cities seem to be labeled, but the smaller markings are not. I labeled the one you're at, for example.
Right.
But there seems to be probably the closest dot on the map is further towards Hornford. that small
Go
dot.
to the dots.
And the closest square on the map is there. Further up the road and then doubling back down towards Ostia. And that's definitely a lot further.
Would we have to use the roads, or
No.
general knowledge? Would that be a stupid idea?
Yeah, you've traveled on caravans. You know that the roads are by far and away the safest means of transport,
Gotcha.
as they are commonly maintained. They're irregularly patrolled. You know, the further into the wood is at times places that people haven't been in, decades, and who knows what's in there.
That's a good time for us to find that out. You know. in
I
our
have a
current state.
question.
Yep.
So I guess this is general knowledge too. So are the void storms like just completely, totally random? And like, there's no way to time when that's gonna happen, or
Sure. No, they're not totally random. It's very difficult to predict when they're gonna happen. There are storm augurs that attempt to do that, and they do it with a little bit less accuracy than a weatherman, which is to say, not too much accuracy. But they can usually tell when they're about a day out. It's uncommon for void storms to follow immediately on each other. Usually there'll be a gap in between, but it's not unheard of. And usually there are 3 or 4 a month.
okay. So they're not like, it's not like something that goes on for like a week typically. It's like,
It depends on the storm. There have been storms that have lasted days.
okay.
The one that passed last night was a very small one.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of like how long we have to get to somewhere
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah, Rivital will just kind of show the map to anyone who's paying attention and point out where they could be going. And she'll just say, I don't know if anyone else knows the area better, but it seems this is the closest, safest.
Kara nods and she says, that's Thatch. I passed through there on the way.
Where is
that?
That is right there.
Okay. Thatch, you said?
Yep.
Where's Toll Watch? I don't see that on the map.
Oh, it's on the river, just like down. That would be Toll Watch. You would know that, Theo.
Right. Okay.
We need to spread word of this gang if they plan on doing this to other places nearby.
Yeah, I go up to Kara and said, "Did you know that crew?"
She shakes her head. No, I didn't. I had heard some rumors of disappearances of caravans along this road, but nothing like that.
Yeah, I'll kind of look at Theo and raise an eyebrow.
Sorry, I missed that. What was that?
Oh,
I was marking the map.
No.
Yeah, Kara. I asked Kara about the bandit gang. She apparently hadn't heard of them, but yeah, Luth just kind of cocks an eyebrow at you, like, "Oh, do you think these are the guys we're looking for?"
Ah, right. Well, she was gonna speak up about that as well. Well, not them, to be honest. But she will say, well, we've come from Rathburg, and we haven't encountered them so far. perhaps if we travel further northeast, that's where our journey is taking us. Perhaps we'll find out more. Perhaps they have raided other places in that direction. We've been hired to investigate the disappearance of a caravan between Olton and Tollwatch.
Who are you saying that to?
Just everyone, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. Kara will nod and she'll say, "Well, I think you have investigated it.
Oh, cut out.
Kara will nod and say, "I think you've investigated it. I don't know about you two, but I don't plan on fighting a small army by myself. There were 30, 40 bandits that attacked that inn."
And 3 or 4 almost killed us all.
I'm not proposing we fight them. I'm just saying we could find out more. Perhaps there have been similar raids, and if that's the case, then these are definitely our guys.
Maybe a bit of the rest
Rimital
of
is just
the,
kind of. She's just kind of like trying to put things together in her head, and she's just thinking like, is it that normal for there to be such like a big group of bandits, like so well organized, and in addition to that, like would the Shaky Bulwark really be like that juicy of a target just for standard bandit stuff? That's what she's trying to think of right now.
I don't
Those are
think
good
it had
questions.
anything to do with the location so much as who was inside the building.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's what she's thinking.
Well, I'm fine tagging along anywhere we go as long as it's not north, so.
Kara will look at the rest of you and say, "You all are free to go where you please. I'm headed to Rathburg. I need to report what I've seen."
Probably best that we stay together for now, anyways. Especially if they come this way.
yeah, you're not wrong, Les.
And here I was thinking I was free of that place. Oh well, so be it.
So, Thatch?
Aye.
Alrighty. So yeah, you guys head somewhere. Someone make me a survival check if you're proficient in it.
Nope.
I am proficient. Is anyone else?
Nope.
Okay, that's me then.
You?
Nice.
Well,
Nice.
okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. So you look around and you realize, Luth, that you're closer to there right now. So you need to kind of head not just southeast, but really south first to get back to the road. And Luth, kind of looking up at the glimpses of the stars through the treetops as you go, begin to lead the way through this kind of ancient forest. Luth, you're leading, so you go ahead, just roll me a d20.
Okie dokes.
Nice.
The
I hate
luckiest
the
number.
D20. I hate the
Yeah.
D20.
Why hit the d20?
Because I know what that means in other games.
Could mean lots
No,
of
no,
things.
no, no.
It could mean
Doesn't
good
mean
things, like we
anything.
find a magical grove. You
It's
feel like
exactly it.
Does that
It means
usually mean that?
yes.
you had to roll a d20 for that, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Luth, you're leading the way, picking through these woods. Go ahead, guys, and give me a marching order.
Lute's in front.
Yep.
Ravental's probably somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere near the back. Or wherever close to Kara. Somewhere,
Sure.
I guess. So if she's in the
Kara's-
front, then
No, Kara's kind of lagging behind. She's pretty beat up.
yeah, same. I feel you.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on that old man.
If he gets eaten by a bear, it's not my fault. Just means
Theo
he
is-
wasn't the faster one.
Yeah, right. He was just slow. It's not me.
Theo's somewhere like 20 meters on the same level as Luth, but like 20 meters to the side, trying to like be a little bit more stealthy, keeping an eye out.
Sure.
5 meter spread, no sound.
Is that Call of Duty?
No, that's Predator.
Oh, right.
Oh, I did have another question.
Yes.
So guns aren't very common, right?
No, they're not.
Okay,
Yeah, probably the first gun you've seen.
good to know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Theo the side eye a few times.
Yeah. So yeah, as you go, you kind of wind through these trees. You come across a small stream, and Luth, you begin to follow it. Not only to, as you know, it leads towards the road, but also you probably want to mask your own trail in case you're tracked. So as you go, you kind of follow the stream further in to the forest. Yeah, right. Exact. That's fair. You are covered in orc splatter. Um, and Luth, give me a perception check.
All right, yeah, Luth. Before he crosses, Luth like kneels down by the stream, takes a couple gulps of water to hydrate because he's probably feeling a bit
Yeah,
hangovery right now.
yeah, for sure he is.
Great.
That's about what I expect.
See, that's why I put I took proficiency in perception and survival
And
because I know
survival. Yeah, because you know that you're gonna need. It'll get better as
it will.
your proficiency bonus grows. Yeah. So you kind of weave through this along this yeah for that hurdy-gurdy. You weave through this this river, and it's really a stream, and you don't notice the movement in the brush. You don't notice as it almost looks like the brush around you is itself moving. Uh, and you finally do notice that right before right before a being made entirely almost of twigs and
Oh
vine
no.
stands up and
Shambling
attacks you. Not a shambling man, thankfully. But yes, I'm gonna need you guys to roll initiative, and they're gonna have a surprise round.
They are.
Ugly.
Oh no.
I mean, I was emphasizing that there's more than one.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh no.
Okay, that's accurate.
All
Could
right, yeah,
you
this
center
is
us?
It's the bottom left corner.
Alright.
Let me change the music.
It's a bunch of Groots.
Yes, they stand up and they all say, "I am Groot," and then they start arguing over who's really Groot. Yeah, that's how you're gonna get through this encounter. It's just to
Sneak away
make
while they're.
them, yeah, make them argue and then sneak away.
Give me 2 seconds.
See, here's where all the bad rolls start. We used up all our good rolls.
Yes.
That's what I said. I said, yep, this is making me nervous.
Yeah, right. You used all the good rolls on your
Ooh, I like
And I'm
this.
back.
on the important shit. Okay, go ahead and roll initiative when because you're back.
All right, sorry.
What a jam. This would be great with some hurdy-gurdy.
It would be great with the harder. Why isn't this rolling initiative for me?
I missed having high decks. That's so nice. Good initiative.
For some reason, my things won't roll initiative.
Did you click on
They
their
just
token?
they just don't go.
I did click on their token. It's really irritating me that they're not rolling. Alright, let me just roll for.
Another instrument that's really cool in a lot of like fantasy game music is a harpsichord.
Love me some harpsichord.
What is
It's
that?
classic.
It's like an early it's like
think
the
it-
direct ancestor of the piano.
Yeah, like it's basically a piano, but like the notes it's hitting sound like a harp.
Yeah.
It sounds different.
Look,
It's very tinny, kind of like it almost sounds like a MIDI file or something, but it's interesting.
the strings sound like they're being plucked instead of struck.
Oh, cool.
You hear it a lot in Baroque music.
Right.
So they have also
Wait.
rolled like absolute ass.
Oh, thank
Good.
God.
Fine.
Rolled a 6 and a 2.
Good.
God damn it. But they do have a surprise round. So yeah, you don't notice as the vines around you begin to whip and kind of move almost of their own volition. One second. And 15 plus 5, 10, 15. You see suddenly, Luth, as this being almost made entirely of these vines, animated by God knows what, kind of emerges from the side of the tree, kind of peeling off the tree. You see this face kind of leering at you, and as you take in this this creature, you see as these grasping roots and vines sprout from the ground beneath you, centered on that creature, and I need you to make a strength saving throw for me, please. Nice. Yeah, you kind of tear your foot free as you feel a root kind of twist around it and try and hold you in place, but instinctually you quickly tear your foot free, and you are not restrained, but you are in difficult terrain.
I look like a fucking gardener to you.
The vine grins. And then it is the other the needle. It should have been needle, not twig. How much movement do they have? 30. Okay. You see as these again humanoid beings made almost entirely of pine needles and twigs kind of move out of the brush and into your range. 5, 10, 15, 20.
I'm not drunk enough for this.
5, 10. And Talia, you watch as another one kind of crests around the side of the tree beside you, and Theo, another one goes to. So, dun dun dun. Theo, I take it a 6 doesn't hit.
A 6 does not hit me.
I didn't think so. Um, Luth, you've got 2 coming against you. 21 and a crit. Okay.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's going to be 1 against Kara. That's an 11. That misses. Okay, so Luth, this is going to be sore. The 21 is 6 points piercing damage.
All
As
right.
this vine just these claws of needles and thorns rake down your back. How are you
Yeah.
looking?
I'm down from that. But I can use relentless endurance, but I'm just gonna go down again. When the other one hits me, so I'm not gonna use
Okay.
that.
That's fine. Then instead of hitting you, the other one will claw Magister Ket, who's behind you, and knocks him unconscious as well. Now we're back to the top of the round, and Theo, it is your turn.
This is going well.
Yeah.
How did the thing attack me?
The thing standing in front of you,
Yeah.
with its claws, it's thorned kind of. Yeah.
Gotcha. So as that whizzes towards her face, she sort of steps back, almost falling backwards, and sort of uses that momentum to draw her club and try to hit it in the head.
Yeah. Go. Yeah,
Not
7 is
managing to.
Yeah, 7. You kind of swing wildly, not kind of still off your guard, still falling backwards as you're kind of falling away from this thing as it comes towards you. And yeah, you swing wide of it, unfortunately. Anything else you want to do?
That's all I can do.
We should have stopped to take a short rest.
That was one tactic he could have used, but it is then Kalen's turn. He will come up here 5. And he turns towards Rivital and he says, "I'll protect you." Except he says it way too loudly because he
I'll
can't hear
protect
us. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so he only has. So yeah, he draws his scimitars and he stabs into this. 14.
Wow.
Oh, hit though. Oh wow! And that last damage, that 1 damage, is what he needed. That's
Wow.
hilarious. Yeah.
Look at the rock star
I
go.
have 11 hit points. Yeah. So he stabs a scimitar into this creature's throat, and as he pulls it out, and these needles and vines go kind of fly out with it, the creature reaches for him and he lops off its hand with his second swing, and the creature falls into a pile of pine needles and thorns and is dead. That is his turn. Talia, you're up.
I will just point out you did not give Kara a turn, or I guess Magister Ket is taking a nap, but
Yeah, cat taking up, but thank you for
Alright,
pointing out Kara.
yeah.
That's a good point. Okay, she'll go after.
Okay, right. I'm gonna come over here and try to stab this guy.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Yeah, an 8 does not hit, unfortunately. You
Advantage?
go to stab him.
It's
No,
+2.
+2.
Ah, right.
Yeah, you go to stab this jerk. Your repeat just like slides harmlessly through a gap in its body, and back out. And is there anything else you want to?
She's probably cursing the whole time.
Fair. Yeah. Then it is Kara. She will. So she has short sword. So she will make 2 attacks with a short sword. It's a 19 and a both hit. And she carves into this creature and tears it apart as well.
Well, that's
And it's
good.
now destroyed. Yes. It is then the Vine Blight's turn. Let's see if it gets its entangling back. Alrighty. It will. You see as this large, hulking creature entirely of vines separates entirely from the tree now and moves to here. And it's holding an action. Rivital, to your.
How tall are these big tree stumps, or are they?
They are trees. They're full trees. Yeah, they're very tall.
My God, it's dangerous. She kind of clambers over in the roots.
Yep.
You know, to get a somewhat secure feeling position. She'll just shoot a ray of frost at the vine guy.
Sure. Yeah, that hits. Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, you watch as your kind of icy ray slams into this. You extend your hand, and this ray of ice flies out, slowly moves through the air and slams into the side of the vine. You can see as some of the vines freeze entirely, and as the creature goes to move, you watch the frozen vine shatter and fall away from the body. Yeah, it takes 8 points of cold damage.
She cowers in the tree roots.
Nice. It is then Luth, your turn. Make me a death saving throw. You do have disadvantage because you are face down in water.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Wow.
Clutch.
Yeah. So mark off success. It is then. I'll make one for Cat now.
Can't say I'm pulling for him as much.
Also succeeds. He says, "In your face, Talia." And these guys turn. Theo, this one's gonna attack you.
Yep.
A 22 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it reaches out as you're still kind of off balance and just rakes its claws across you. You feel its thorns digging into your flesh and pulling it away from your body. You take 6 points of.
Did you say the amount of damage?
Yeah, 6 points of piercing damage.
6. All right. Okay.
5, 10, 15. This one's going to attack Kalen. Definitely hits, but same thing happens to Kalen. The thorns kind of extend up his arm, and as this thing closes its fist and pulls the thorns down, you see the flesh stripped away from Kalen's forearm as he's bleeding profusely, and he takes. It is now your turn, Theo.
Hello. Okay. Theo raises her great club in one hand, as if to strike, but then, as the thing is distracted, she tries to plunge her dagger into its face.
Nice. Yeah, that hits. You slam your dagger up to the hilt into this thing's face, and you roll your dagger through the outer layer, this layer of kind of thin layer of needles, and there's just nothing inside. There's no resistance once it breaks through that, and as you pull it out, you see just a black void inside this creature's head, and yeah, it takes 6 points of piercing damage.
Sweet.
Anything else you want to do?
That's all she can do.
All right. It is then Kalen's. He's gonna do the old scimitar attacks. That's a hit and a miss. As he rakes one of his scimitars through this thing's chest. Talia, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm moving back up here.
Yep.
I'm trying to decide to go full crazy or just a little crazy.
Well, you have 1 HP.
That's true.
What I always do in those situations, I roll like a wisdom check or a bravery
That's
check.
fair. That's fair. Let's see. Alright, we're going full crazy.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So, I think it has to be here. Let's see. Yeah. Now, this will also hit Kaylin and Theo.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Sleep.
Ooh. Nice. Okay. So 21 points. Theo, what is your total right now?
Right now it's 5, probably the same as the other guy.
All right. So,
Taking damage, so.
Talia, you watch as where it's gonna hit all of them, correct?
Yes, although I don't know if it actually affects Kaylin. I forgot because he's half drow.
You could probably just
you
focus.
It's
can't
magical
put-
sleep.
Yeah,
You could.
you
You probably wouldn't
can't
have
put
to.
I'm saying I rolled the wisdom save for that,
Yeah.
okay? Like that was
Oh,
what that
that's
was.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I can
also,
only
like,
hit.
It's gonna hit one of them no matter what.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Yeah. He's immune to being put to sleep by magic. So you're right. I forgot about that. So yeah, he's fine. You watch as both of the creatures made of needles and Theo all fall to the ground unconscious. Theo, you're asleep. You feel your eyes growing heavy as you go to swing again, and then you lay back and take a nap.
She falls forward using the vine guy as a pillow.
Yeah, you fall into this nice,
Bed of needles.
bed of needles. Exactly, it's super comfy.
Oh, it's a bed of needles, right? I thought it
Yeah.
was just smooth vine.
He's not the nice. Yeah. He's not the hammock.
It's still comfy.
And then I'm gonna take a couple steps back behind Kara.
There. Yeah. So they're both unconscious. It is then Kara's turn. She'll go 5 and 15, 20. She is going to pull out her crossbow and fire at the guy, the vine feller. That is a 23, so that hits. Does 4 points.
No.
It is then his turn. He is going to move there, and you watch as this slow kind of moving mound of vines reaches out a hand and oh, actually, before he does that. Okay. Reaches out a hand, and you watch as as previously happened, just a number of vines and roots grow from the ground and begin to wrap themselves around everyone and everything in this area. So Kaylin and Kara need to make saving throws, strength saving throws. Kara fails miserably.
Boo.
Yeah, she rolled a 2. She's a +4 to strength. Rolls a 2. Kaylin succeeds. Nice. So yeah, Kara is constricted. And is unable to move. Rivital, you are up.
Now that a couple things are asleep or were asleep, and she's just kind of looking at the battlefield a little more clear-minded. She sees Luth. She's gonna try to cast Mage Hand and grab like the back of his hair just to hold his head out of the water.
Okay, yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love it.
Me too. That's great. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. I was about to say, no, you can't move him with Mage Hand, but yes, you can for sure
Like,
pull his head out of the
like,
water.
all
Yeah,
of a sudden she's terrified. She's like, oh god, he's face down in the water, dead.
yeah,
Like he can't even breathe.
yeah. So yeah, you definitely can do that. And you pull Lute's head above the water. Nice.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So,
Yeah, you want to do? Yep. Fair. Lute, it is your turn. Go ahead and give me a death save, but you no longer have disadvantage.
All right. Okay, here we go.
Nice!
boy!
Back up!
Yes!
You back up!
Oh my gosh!
Oh yes.
HP, baby!
Holy crap!
That's
These rolls,
great.
they're just
Wow.
They're bananas. Both of the needle blights are asleep. They don't do anything. And it's Theo. You're asleep as well. It's Kalen's turn. Oh wait, I have to roll for Ket. He's he
He's
rolls a
alive too?
2. He rolls a
Can't
2.
do.
Uh-oh.
At least it's not a 1.
You guys see Ket starting to choke.
Oh my god.
Kalen's turn. Kalen is gonna Eldritch Blast the Vine Blight. Oh,
Yeah, he is.
damn.
nice.
Heck
Nice.
yes.
Not great on the old damage rolls though.
Better than
Uh,
two.
Yeah, it is better than 2. You see the chunk of this vine and it kind of ride form is growing substantially smaller now. You can see it's surrounded by dead vines. Talia, you're up.
Okay, I'm just gonna be the cleanup crew and run up here and stab that sleeping one to get rid of
Yep,
it.
make an attack with advantage. That hits, and you kill it. It is
bounce back a bit.
nice. Yeah, you plunge your rapier down through its form, and it stops moving. It's then Kara's turn. She's gonna move. She can't move. She is restrained. She's gonna fire her crossbow. That misses, unfortunately. It is the Vine Blight's turn. He looks at Kara, holds out a hand, and you can see him close his what looks like a somewhat humanoid fist. And you see these vines go up, wrap themselves around Kara's face, and you see some of them go down through her open mouth into her throat and squeeze the life out of her, and you see her fall unconscious.
No!
Yeah, Kara down.
I'm gonna kill him.
Maybe. Rivitel, you are up. You see Kara fall into the. She's. I'll say Kara doesn't have disadvantage. She's half in, half out of the stream.
Oh. She's gonna take a shot at this thing.
Sure.
'Cause it looks like it's.
Nice.
Doing
Yeah, that hits. You let out another ray of frost. It slams into and freezes some of the vines in place. As again, the Vine Blight moves. You watch as the vines that are frozen just shatter into 1,000 pieces. It's looking pretty. Anything else you want to do? Alrighty,
That's
Luth.
it.
Luth,
All right.
baby, it's your turn. You're up. You're conscious. You are prone.
I would like to rage.
Yeah.
you have your fistful of your hair is being pulled.
How do you rage? Tell me how you go into your rage. You've got your hair being pulled back, you're covered in mud and water.
Let's see. So, yeah, Luth is pretty much submerged, so he sort of claws his way along the stream bed and explodes out of the water.
Yeah.
Sword in both hands, and brings it, and with a roar brings it down on top of the Vine Blight.
Nice. Go ahead and make an
Get
attack
him,
roll.
boy.
Yeah.
Oh, damn!
Bless.
Chris.
Let me roll another one of those damage dice
Yeah.
What the
with
fuck?
Dude, you don't need to,
savage
man.
attacks.
It's you.
I have to
Okay.
see it.
Okay.
He has to.
It's fun to see the numbers go up.
That's fair.
Oh,
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah, man. How do you kill this? Finish this vine blight for me.
Yeah, Bluth is fully like fully out of the water, hang time. He just brings it down and bisects this vine blight from top to bottom.
Yeah.
nice.
And you guys watch as like the vines try and pull out towards each other. Some of them touch and begin to reform, but they're not able to, and the vine blight just splits down the middle and falls into two halves. The massive vines all around you fades, and there is no longer any issue there. And I'll say you guys can, between all of you, you can walk over and all stab the other needle blight at the same time and kill it. That's not hard to do.
Everyone coordinates it. Yeah.
Yeah, but Kara and Kaylin and Ket are still bleeding out. What are you guys doing?
I was gonna say I'm going to
Yeah,
Kara. I don't care about the other one.
Yeah,
He's
and
sleeping.
Rivatow was
Yeah, I'm
go
gonna
to the
grab.
old man.
I'm gonna go to
Okay.
grab Magister Ket and just kind of haul him out.
Sure. I'm gonna roll one more death save for both of them. Because Ket rolls on your turn, Luth.
She's got
but
like a cut on her arm, but Talia's giving her CPR.
yeah.
I mean, that's
Just in
Talia's
case.
not proficient in medicine, so
Nice. Okay, Ket's fine. Yeah. So you guys pull Ket out of the water. Same with Kara. Go ahead and make some medicine checks, guys. One for Kara and one for.
okay. Oh, that wasn't an advantage, but that's still bad.
Still bad. Yeah, you're trying to. You're going with CPR. It's not helping at all.
That's not cool.
Rivatow, are you gonna make one for Ket?
If she's not good with medicine either, like I think probably their
I don't
eyes
think
are
any of you
with
are.
each other. Like which one of us is better at doing this?
I have a -2
Yeah.
wisdom, so
Okay,
So it's you.
Yeah, she sees your hesitance. Okay.
Okay,
Alright,
10
nice.
out
So
of
I'm gonna
10.
have to make another death save for both of them.
Yeah, she's kind of panicking and not doing anything.
All right, Kara fails. Ket stabilizes. So Ket
Oh,
is
yeah.
stable. Kalen will now go over and try and help out. He kind of pushes you out of the way, and he says, "That's not helping." And then
You're not
he just
any
kinda
better!
slaps her in the face a few
Oh
times.
my gosh.
And then I slap him in the face. You idiot! It was working.
God.
Okay, she succeeds. Someone roll a medicine check above 10.
I have a
please, dear
+3.
God.
I'm trying.
Okay, roll again as you try and stabilize. There
Yes.
we go.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay, so despite your best efforts, you stabilize Kara and wake up Theo. Your killer kind of rouses you, and he kind of used an action to wake you up. He says, "Well, you fell asleep there," and as he does, again, Kalen's just screaming everything, just no knowledge of how loud he is. But yeah, you guys are
He was just at a really good concert last night.
yeah.
He's still deaf.
His own concert.
His own concert.
He deafened himself.
Yeah.
He
So
will lean back against a tree and just chew on some meat that she takes out of her bag. Her own rations, not the ones from earlier.
I think maybe we take a nap now.
Yeah, these two aren't in traveling condition.
I don't think most of us are in traveling condition.
No.
No.
Should we just full on set up camp?
How
Um,
far do we know that we're off of this place?
Batch.
Batch.
Lou, you think you're maybe an hour from the road? From Thatch, you're probably. Let me check. Probably 2 or 3 hours out.
I know you.
Um,
What time is it? by
I
the
think
way?
Rivital is probably just gonna, if she
It's
says
around
anything,
dawn.
she's probably just gonna mention like, just that the woods don't seem safe and we should just take a short rest and get to town.
I think that's smart.
Yeah, and you.
There could be more of these guys.
Yeah, Rivertel, make a Arcana check for me. Nice. Yeah, you're pretty sure that these blights were animated. They were created by the storm last night. So there will definitely
we
be.
saw that kind of happening. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. When the lightning hit the tree, you saw the tree come alive. So there will likely be more of these in the wake of the storm.
Do they lose their life after a while, or do they permanently stay animated?
You don't know.
All right. Okay. We could take a rest. I'd be happy to climb up in a tree and keep watch.
That sounds good.
Might be
Alrighty.
more useful if I had a little bit more practice on my spells.
Maybe we should take time to bury the poor barkeep's wife.
Have we
Yeah,
been dragging her
probably.
along?
Good
Yeah.
idea.
You do. Lingard's here too. I just forgot to put his token on the map.
He probably went and hid behind a tree. Let's be
You
real.
would have been hiding anyways.
He wouldn't have been you. He wasn't hiding. He was protecting Madge's body.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what he tells himself.
Exactly. So yeah, as you guys begin to rest, he'll start digging a grave if that's what you tell him to do. Do you want to be here? Look at you, Talia.
Wait, what was that? You were breaking.
I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know. I guess. Here as good as anywhere, really. It's the ground.
It's a very pretty stream.
How long would it take to dig a grave?
Take a while to dig a grave. Might slow you down. Probably take 40 minutes to dig, and then you gotta bury it back up. Probably take an hour and a half to dig.
I mean, we might as well just have him do it while we're resting. So.
He looks at you, and he says, it's a pretty spot, but no one will come visit her here.
Unfortunately, the only person that was going to come and visit her is also dead.
He looks sad but nods, and he moves back overlooking the stream and he starts to dig.
Let's make sure to mark where she is on the map.
Yeah,
Badges.
at least we'll remember her.
Alrighty. So yeah, go ahead, Theo. You're on reset.
Yep.
All right. Just go ahead and give me an acrobatics check. Not to. I mean, you can climb up there to see how high up you can get.
Okay.
It should probably be athletics, but I'll say acrobatics because you're scrambling up these. Nice. Oh yeah, you get.
I mean, you can like, it's also about finger work. It's not just about strength. Like you gotta find
Yeah.
the right.
Yeah,
If you're taking your time.
That's
Yeah.
why I said it could be acrobatics because you're strong enough to get up there. It's about it's about balancing and not hopping onto the flimsiest branch and then falling 50 feet to the floor and you're dead.
Oh, and she's definitely using some of these vine people to secure herself.
Sure. So yeah, you
sounds-
scramble up there, and the rest of you settle down at the edge of the stream for an hour's rest. Go ahead and roll any hit die you like. Theo, give me a perception.
Oh boy.
Nice. That meat tastes great, Theo. You're right. It's great.
No advantage for being in a tree. Tree advantage.
No,
Tree
that's why.
advantage.
That's why you. The fact that she was in a tree was the only reason she got to make
Gets
a
rid of
perception check at
this.
all.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, this is just worse and worse.
Hey, that's 4 more points than you had just a second ago, so.
True.
That's true.
That could be the difference of one hit. Yeah, while we're resting, Rivital just unlocks just kind of like a heavy tome that looks like it's probably her spell book, and it's just like kind of just completely wrapped up in that as she goes to recover some of her knowledge.
Nice.
Slot. Her one slot of recovery.
Her one whole slot.
Yeah.
Would I recognize what she's doing as studying spells?
Yeah, probably. Is
Okay.
it? Are you trying to hide it in any way, Rivertel?
No. She's just
Yeah, then
just in the roots.
yeah. You see this woman, this young girl reading a large tome, and kind of practicing. You can see her practicing movements beside it as she does. And incantations under her breath, and yeah, it's pretty clear that she's practicing magic.
It's a nice
Okay.
fancy looking book too. Like it's like leather bound. It was locked up. It had a looks like it sees lots of use.
Okay. Luke just makes a mental note of that. He uses one of the skinnier vines from the vine blight, and as he's resting against this tree trunk here, he fixes that the orc tusk that he took at the end, fixes that to the pelt that he's wearing around his waist.
Nice.
Nice.
So yeah, you guys find yourself catching a breather at the edge of the stream. Dawn breaks through the trees, and the sun starts to shine down on you guys. You can hear birds chirping in the forest around you. Occasionally, you off in the distance, you can make out other vine and uh, inanimate creatures, or other vined and needled and twig creatures shambling around the forest floor, but none of them come near you. And as you go, Lingard quietly digs as the rest of you rest up. Um, Kalen will help him a little bit at one point, and after the hour, he's dug the grave and he's kind of standing around. You can see him. He goes down to the stream and kind of washes the blood and gore off Madge's body, and kind of closes her eyes and lays her down into the grave and looks over at you, Talia, and he says, I'm not much for talking, but you've got, well, a beautiful voice if you wanted to say something or sing something, or I don't know, something.
She kind of just nods at him and doesn't really say anything, but she'll just pick up her lute and walk over to the grave and start to play.
Sure. Yeah. You play I'm guessing kind of a sad funeral dirge, and
I don't know if it's even like a funeral, but it's definitely a sad song of some
yeah.
kind.
Okay, like a mournful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys hear this, and you see Lingard as Talia continues to play, start filling in the grave. And he's been digging all of this kind of with a not a shovel, but with like a pan. So it's taken some time, and it's not a very deep grave, as it would, so, but he made mainly towards the end. He just kind of he's stacking rocks on top of it to build a cairn, and he he leaves the pan on top of Madge's grave, and
Her weapon of
stand
choice.
there. Yeah, and
Her
it says,
barbed rolling pin.
yeah, the barbed rolling pin unfortunately was crushed in the.
That was actually like a +4
I was a
magic
plus
weapon.
4. Yeah,
Just-
yeah.
wow.
It was a plus 4 great club.
She called it the Skull Crusher.
But yeah, he wipes away a tear and he says, "You and Gregor are good to me, and you took me in after me dad died and gave me a home." And he picks a little flower and he puts it on the grave, and then he walks away.
Theo sheds a tear up in the tree, remembering her shovel and how much easier it would have been to dig her grave.
Wow.
It would have been way easier.
Oh my god.
This was a very shallow grave. He was digging it with a fucking pan. But yeah, otherwise the rest of you kind of gather yourselves up after about an hour and a half. It took extra off in the grave, and you're ready to make for the road. Luth, you still have a bearing from the good survival check you rolled earlier.
That's good because now he's starting to shake and sweat.
Yeah, fair. And yeah, you can lead the way without too much of an issue. After about an hour's walk, you reach the road, and it's slightly overgrown, but not not a poor road by any sense. You can see kind of towards the edges. There's some potholes and that sort of thing from last night's rains. You can see some impact scorches on the ground from the lightning, but otherwise the road is a easy enough travel. You make better time once you're on the road, as you're no longer picking your way through the forest and overgrowth, and you see less of those animated creatures off in the distance. If you go, sorry,
Oh, that was weird. Rivital's just kind of looking at like the skyline, and I'm sure that there's probably a plume of smoke like coming back from the direction we came.
yes, there is.
But she's just gonna just take a quick look around, basically the horizon from where they are, and see if she can tell if there's any other smoke trails coming up from any other direction, like maybe they left the path.
Sure, make a perception check. Yeah, you don't see anything. And as you go, the sun kind of gets higher and higher in the sky. It's probably 9 a.m. ish now. And 1 second. Sorry, I'm poor at moving things. Yeah, as you go, Luth's still leading the way. You're making time towards the town of Thatch, but go ahead and give me a survival check, Luth.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, you do notice, Luth, as you're moving, that a cart recently passed on. You can see the tracks, deep kind of gouges in the mud, recently passed along this direction, heading towards the smoke. Whether it's a trade cart or something else, you don't know. But as you do go, the road kind of winds through this forest. The woods now are starting to thin out, and in the distance you see a smaller plume of smoke with that survival roll, Luth. you do see perhaps a campfire or something. Not anything. Not big enough to be a burning building, but yeah, perhaps like a campfire. You see off in the distance.
Is it on the road? Looks like.
Yeah, it looks like it is.
Okay. I guess I'll lead us kind of towards there.
Okay. Yeah, you move towards it. The rest of you now start to see this campfire as well. And as you're getting towards it, you your morning is suddenly interrupted by the snarl, a snarl, a low growl followed by a snarl.
Oh boy.
Then you hear another one, and then you all hear at just the edge of your perception, someone, some creature murmur something. You can't make it out. Luth, you can. You hear someone in low guttural orcish mutter, "Get." And I
Wait,
need
what?
you all to roll initiative again.
Oh
What
no.
does he say?
He says, "Go get him."
Oh, boy.
Oh boy.
I'm glad we had a
Aw.
nap.
Yep.
We'd have a nap.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys all rolled below 10 on your perception checks. So you did not see
Hmm.
the orc tracking parties following you. Yeah, nap came in very handy. Alrighty.
Fucking twigs.
Although they would have been further behind if you hadn't napped, so
It's a lose-lose situation.
it is. It is.
Well, we were
Definitely
probably harder to find off of the roads too, so our time in the forest might not have been as dangerous for them finding us.
Why is rolling initiative?
I don't know.
Neither do I. It's really annoying me.
Okay.
I'm totally fine with them not having a turn. I think
Yeah,
that's I
that's
think
fine.
that's good.
Oh,
I think that
okay.
just means they get a nat one by default.
I think that means we get a surprise round.
With our 9 perception.
Yeah, Luth did, by the way, hear these guys, so you guys aren't gonna get. They don't have a surprise round this time. This time out. Alrighty. So missing someone's initiative, and let me add them.
Wonder what those colored dots are.
Berries.
Berries. Yeah, I think they're berries.
Landmines.
That is possible.
I think they're like terrain difficulty or something, because the red ones are on tree stumps and
Oh yeah,
the orange.
difficult
Oh,
terrain.
impassable. Oh
Cool.
yeah, so orange is difficult, red is
Oh.
impassable.
Oh, that's cool. I thought they were berries.
Very specifically placed berries in the bottom
Yeah.
of the corner. And
Oh,
oranges.
look. There's a
And
rock
one
berry.
on the rock. Yeah.
Hey,
You haven't
animals
heard of
pick
the
up
famous
and
rock
drop
berry?
them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it fell on the ground.
Someone dropped their berries, okay?
It happens. How does he have an initiative of 0? That's not how Dex works.
Who?
He's got minus
Cat.
Dex.
Yeah, I
Well-
know, but
Ket and Kara are technically unconscious, aren't they?
no, they raz themselves after the
Oh,
hour.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know how long that was gonna take.
I think you just rolled a D0 or something.
Yeah, that was just
Yeah, you
rolling
just
a
rolled a
zero.
zero.
That could almost
Yeah,
be a
1d0.
zero.
1d0.
That's good.
Rolled it again, guys.
I love D zeros.
They're my favorite
There's no
non-dimensional dice.
surprise with a d0.
Not dimensional dice.
I've looked everywhere, but I can't find one.
You leave me and my D0s alone, okay? They are great.
It's like dividing by zero.
Okay, Kaylin.
Yeah, Kaylin with the 20, and then Kara with the 4. That seems about right.
He always rolls like that when he's not here, too. Like, he
Yeah,
always
he
rolls
does.
like
He
crazy
never
good.
rolls well. Or he never rolls well when he's here. It's just when he's not here that he rolls incredible. Actually, he rolls pretty well when he's here as well. Alrighty. So you guys see as a pack of some wolves come bursting from the tree line in both directions. Each kind of pair of wolves is corralled by a large orc who's glaring at you all. You guys kind of realize this just in time, and you turn to react. As you do, Kaylin is the first to move. And let me 1 second change the music.
Nice gentle battle.
What peaceful danger we're in.
Peaceful forest.
Fuck. I'm not good at this, okay? Fuck.
I think it's exclamation skip for the next song.
Oh, is that what you have?
If it's the same bot.
It is. I just played the wrong song. I played the quiet, relaxed one again by accident, so that's skip.
Sweet.
Okay, so yeah, Kalen is the first to react. He charges back towards these wolves. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and he unleashes an Eldritch Blast. That definitely hits. And you see as he almost burns off this wolf's paw, and this wolf looks pissed. Luth, you're up.
All right. I'm going to pull out a javelin and huck it at.
Yeah,
one,
yeah. Nice. Yeah, you
that's
throw it, and it embeds harmlessly into the wood beside the door. It's gonna be hard to find that up. You think. You can try. It's not lost, but it'll be hard to find.
Okay. Then I'm going to move up and take out my greatsword.
Yeah, fair. Alrighty. Move your fella to where you want him to. Move the token. Rivertel, it is your turn.
She's just gonna send a ray of frost, the same one that Caitlin hit.
Alrighty. Yep. You slam into it and actually kind of help. Like the poor pole was singed and you kind of cool it down. So
Ice the wound.
yeah. It's very kind of you. But yeah, you do.
Now he's got frosty paws. So he's slow.
He does have a frosty paw now. But yeah, you slam a ray of frost into him, and he's looking pretty rough now. This wolf. They never looked good, because their overseers are fucking orcs. So they always looked a little bit underfed, but now they're looking pretty poor. Yeah, and it is their turn. This one is gonna charge towards Kalen. as is this one. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15. So Kalen's gonna have, they have advantage because pack tactics. So that's an 11 because they are flanking, which I don't believe hits Kalen. Does not. And a 23 that does hit Kalen. Or 25 actually. Yeah, minus 10. So what the first wolf snaps at Kalen's heels and Jesus. And he harmlessly bats it aside with his swords. However, as back is it bites it down into Kalen's neck and tears a chunk away, and you see Kalen falls unconscious. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. He's not a strong high hit point boy.
I mean, nobody is right now at level 1.
That's true. But 10 hit points, he out. Luth, I'd say 20 and a 14 to hit you.
The 20 hits.
Alrighty. So the 14, the one in front of you, kind of jumps at you, and you grab it by the scruff of its neck and hurl it away. As you're doing so, the other one bites into your shoulder. And oh Jesus, these guys are rolling so high on damage. You take 8 points of piercing damage.
Yeesh.
I am still up.
Nice. Okay, sweet. Yeah, it tears a chunk out of your shoulder, and you guys see his Luth's blood just dripping down. It's kind of a dark blacky red blood, and it's dripping down his back, caking his shoulder and back in blood. And that is the end of their turn. It's an orc's turn. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And then they can bonus action dash, so they go 5. Alrighty, this orc's
Hey
gonna
now.
attack you, Talia. It has a great axe, it swings at you. That's a crit.
Well, yeah. This is gonna be
Yep.
bad. Good night.
This is sorry. Not that bad. He rolled like shit for damage. He slams his great axe down into you, but it doesn't make a good connection. You take 5 points of slashing damage. He rolled
Okay.
a 2 and a 1. He got to roll 2d12. Rolled a 2 and a 1 for his damage. So yeah, you take 5 points of slashing damage. This one's gonna attack Kara. It's a 6. He misses. It's your turn.
Hello. I will.
Ooh. Oh.
And she's running away. Theo left us.
I will. Bye.
There you go. You're back.
God damn it. I can't. For some reason, I can't get Discord to install on my PC, so I have to use the Chrome thing, and it just keeps doing shit I don't want.
That sucks.
Anyway, I aim at the one that's attacking Talia.
Yep.
I can't hit it.
The orc that's attacking Talia?
Yeah, the orc.
Alright, yeah, that you slam a bullet into it. Not great damage roll. Much like its damage rolls, and yeah, you watch as it loses an ear as your bullet whizzes through the side of its.
And that's my turn.
Alrighty, Talia, it is then your turn.
I'm disengaging. I need to not be here. I want to
Yeah.
back up over here.
Yeah.
Can't really do anything else, but there you go.
Alrighty. I did forget to go
Hide
for
behind
the-
big ol' Rivital.
Yeah,
Better her than
Pleb's
me.
turn.
Well, who is pleb?
Pleb is Lingard and Cat.
Oh,
They rolled that good old D0.
come on, Lingard.
So it's Pleb's turn. Lingard will run forward, pick up Madge's frying pan and swing at this orc.
Crit.
Boom.
Oh, he rolls a 17, so he hit.
Nice.
There you go.
He deals 2 points of damage.
That's
Um,
that's 2 damage that the orc doesn't
bad.
have now.
Yeah, Magister Cat looks scared and backs away. Her turn. She's gonna attack the orc. 7 and a 17. 17 hits. She stabs her short sword into this orc's neck, and it's starting to bleed out and choke on itself. It's not looking great. It's
Which one?
Kaylin's turn again. The one that she's fighting, not the one that was fighting Taya. So it's Kaylin's turn again. He's unconscious. Let's make a death save.
Wow.
Ooh.
Nice.
Nice.
Luth, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna move up 1 square and attack this
Sure.
this guy.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. You spearhead him. He brings his greatsword. You kind of swing at his side. He brings his greatsword up to the side, block it, and then you quickly flick your wrists around and move the blade higher, and it slams through his neck and cuts his head off, and he dead.
And Luth spits.
Nice. There's some blood in your spit.
It happens.
Does. Anything else you want to do?
Can I? How do the wolves look shaken that their handler just got killed?
Make a animal handling check just to see how to try and read them.
Okay. Holy.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, they look shaken. These 2 wolves besides you were he was their handler. They look shaken. They don't look like they're about to flee, but they might flee more easily now.
Okay. And I guess I can't like roar at them this round, right?
No, that would be next round. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Alrighty. Rivertel, you are up.
Gonna hide behind Theo and
I need
And,
to make this road longer so you guys can run away. Up.
we just keep hiding behind each other. Just keep going on. Oh my god. And then she'll just shoot a ray of frost at the other orc that is looking rough.
Yeah. That unfortunately swims wide as the orc ducked out of the way. Anything else you want to do?
No, that was a good turn.
All right. It's then the wolves' turn. This one's gonna move up here. You got 2 attacks incoming, Luth.
Okey
The
dokes.
first one's a 10, that misses. Second one's a crit. This one bites you, and I believe you fall unconscious.
I do, but I'll use relentless. Endurance.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys watch as this wolf digs its fangs into Luth's side. Luth, how do you keep standing? What do you do?
Let's see. So the wolf sinks its fangs into Luth's shoulder. He kind of goes to one knee, and then his eyes are sort of fluttering closed, they flash red, and he just roars and stands back up, throwing the wolf off of his back.
Nice.
And he's like standing straight up, screaming before he settles back down.
Nice. Yeah. These wolves look intimidated. They weren't expecting that. Then these 2. 5, 10. Actually, 5, 10,
You know,
Talia.
listen here.
Yeah, you got a. Does a 17 hit?
Yep.
All right, this wolf bites into your your side for 5 points of piercing damage.
Hey, you know, 5 points is exactly how many I had left.
Oh goody! Oh goody! Well, Talia, you're unconscious.
Yep.
Theo, this next one's gonna attack you.
Alrighty.
That's an 8 to hit.
Nope.
So I believe that misses. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's then this orc fella's turn. He's gonna swing at Kara. Lingard's he doesn't care about Lingard. He's got a fucking frying pan. Yeah, he stabs into Kara and she's bleeding pretty heavily. It is Theo, your turn.
Alrighty. So as this wolf is tugging at Talia's arm, Theo's gonna take a second to aim, and then she will try to toss her dagger into its neck.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Good damage.
That is great damage. You kill it. You toss your dagger, and it embeds in this wolf's mouth, kind of in the roof of the wolf's mouth. And as the wolf closes its mouth to bite down on Talia, it pushes the knife upwards into its own brain, and it dies. Is there anything else you want to do?
I cannot.
Alrighty, then Talia, can you make me a death save, please? Please got success. It's then the pleb's turn. He's going to use the dodge action. Lingard's gonna. I believe he hits again. Yeah, he does. Holy shit, Lingard.
Lingard is proficient in frying pan.
And
Yeah. He does 3 points of bludgeoning damage to this orc. He slams the
Damn.
pan into the temple of this orc's head, and yeah, this orc is looking very rough now. It's Kara's turn. She's gonna finish the orc off. Let's see. Yeah, she crits. She kills this orc. She stabs down into it once, twice, 3 times, just eviscerating this orc, and is then gonna turn around and attack this wolf. Yep, that does a lot of damage. This wolf needs to
Very-
make a wisdom saving throw. Alrighty. It is then Kaelin's turn. He needs to make another death save. Second success, barely. Luth, you are up.
I'm going to swing at this this wolf below me here.
Yep. Alrighty.
Make it dead. Yeah, that'll do it.
Nice.
God damn it.
Yeah. How do you kill the? Christ, that kills it.
Yeah, I stab the greatsword into the ground, kind of through one of its shoulders, and then I grab it by its jaws and just wrench them open until the wolf's head like cracks in two.
Yeah, it falls to the ground, limp now. Its head split, and its jaw thoroughly broken.
And then can I scream at the other wolves?
Yeah, go ahead and make a roar. Go ahead and make a temperature. All right, that's good. You will see what happens on the wolf's turn. Rivital, it is your turn now.
Yeah, she just kind of backs off further and takes a shot at the one by Theo.
Okay, yep. Yeah, that hits. It takes 2 points of frost damage as you send a bolt of frost into its side. And you can see as like the skin freezes where it hit. Is there anything else you want to do?
Oh, that's it.
Alrighty, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet. It's the wolf's turn. That one needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Alright. One of the wolves, the wolf that's engaged with you, Luth, takes the disengage action.
Wise.
Yep. The wolf that is engaged with Theo, however, does not. It hasn't taken a lot of damage. In fact, last turn was the first damage it took.
Its owner is still alive.
And its owner should not still be alive. Sorry.
Oh, right, she killed him.
Yeah. Kara killed it. Alrighty. It is then Theo.
Is it my turn? Or
Yep.
oh, sorry, I didn't hear that part. Did the wolf not attack me?
Oh, yeah, it did. I'm sorry. Thank you. I was
Right.
too busy rolling saving throws. I forgot to roll an attack roll. That is a 20 to hit.
Yeah.
All right. It sinks its teeth into you. You take 8 points of piercing damage. And if
Holy
you're still
fuck.
standing, please give me a strength saving throw.
Yeah. Okay.
Oof.
Yeah, it kind of leaps on you and knocks you to the ground and is on top of you now, and it sinks its fangs down into your side. So you are knocked prone, and it leaps back, kind of snarling at you.
So it's not on me anymore.
No, so you can get up.
Fair enough. On the ground, she sort of tries to kick it in the face, and as it grabs onto her boot, biting her in the foot, she will try to knock it unconscious with her, or dead with her bait club. Being prone doesn't give you any negatives, right?
Nope. It would give you a disadvantage on attack rolls, but you can stand back up.
On
like it's not
melee.
Yeah.
I'll do that standing up then. She sort of baits it with her foot and tries to use that to help her aim her strike.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, for flavor, you can do it in the ground. It's not a problem.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you're trying to do it as you're standing up, and it dexterously leaps out of the way, and snarls at you. Is there anything else you want to do?
No.
All right, Talia, can you give me a death saving throw, please?
I knew it! I knew it! I
Oh,
knew
no.
it!
Oof.
I knew it! I was
Okay.
anticipating it the whole time.
All right. Let's make a
Alright.
perception check for Lengard. He will dictate what he does. Alright, he sees that you're bleeding out.
1d20.
Grr. So he runs over to you and he says, "No, Talia!" And he pulls out a dirty rag and he tries to staunch your bleeding with it.
Great.
Yeah.
It's okay. All of the alcohol has killed all the germs on it.
That's gonna get
Yeah.
infected.
Yeah, he actually does a pretty good job of staunching the bleeding, Talia. And he's gonna stabilize you.
Well, that's
Rolls a
good.
12, which is not bad for him, considering his modifier is 0 for everything.
For everything.
Yeah. It is then Kara's turn. 5, 10, 15. She's gonna try and steal your kill. She does. She stabs this wolf twice and just eviscerates. She brings the short sword up into its stomach, tears along its stomach, and you watch as its guts spill out, and this wolf falls to the ground dead, and you are out of combat. Talia, you've been stabilized. Kalen has not. And it
Yeah,
is his
Rivital
turn
rushes
next.
to Kalen.
Alright, he's gonna make one more death saving throw before you do. By the time you get there, it seems that he's stabilized.
Just like last time.
Yes. So let's go ahead and take a 10-minute bio break here.
Okay,
Yeah.
Alright, sweet. Sounds good, guys. I will see you in a few minutes.
Sweet.
BRB.
Alrighty, sorry, I was the last person back. Yeah, thank you for reminding me of that. I am a dum-dum and just didn't think of it. Talia, go ahead and roll me a D100. Roll. Nice. Okay. Yeah. That's good. All right. Sounds good.
She bursts into flame.
Yep. Talia's dead. So yeah, we are out of combat. Talia and Kaelin are unconscious. The wolves are dead or have fled. And you can see smoke nearby. And you can also actually now you can see coming up the road is two figures on foot coming from the direction of the smoke. But they look as still a ways off. What are you guys doing?
Rubitol just, throws Kalen over her shoulder, and this doesn't happen.
Luth takes a minute, picks up the orc that he picks up the head of the orc he beheaded, ties that by the top knot to his pelt, and since they're pressed for time, he just tears the lower jaw off the wolf that he killed.
Nice.
Yeah, no big deal.
Easy. Yeah, it's casual. Yeah, Lingard will.
Rubitol's like, just like
Sorry.
getting like we gotta move. That's just she.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he goes and picks Luth slings Kaelin over his shoulder.
Alrighty, Lingard will pick up Talia and carry
Drop and
her.
move.
And yeah, you guys make your way up the let me roll something for Lingard actually.
Oh my god, don't fucking drop me.
You're no longer stable.
He drops me on my
He
head.
drops you on a sharp rock.
No. You guys see Lingard giggling to himself.
Why?
He went
Oh, no.
crazy.
And yeah, he doesn't say anything. He's just laughing.
I guess Rubitol's
But,
like looking in his direction, trying to figure out what he's laughing about.
Which way was the smoke, and which way are the figures approaching from?
that away. Yeah, Rivital, you don't know what he's laughing about.
All right, but that's the way that we have to go to get to town, right?
That's what that's well.
Okay, so I guess we're still going, but I'll go in front and just kind of tell everyone stay tight together, get ready to run.
Sure. And Theo and Luth, you are Theo, as you're are you searching for your
My dagger?
yeah.
Yeah, she'll take that from the wolf, and she'll fall behind the others as well a bit, just like searching the orcs.
Sure. Yeah.
Can we see these guys? I mean, is it like they've already seen us and we already see them because we're basically on the same road?
They're walking towards you.
Yeah. Okay. And can we tell what they look like at all, just like vaguely from a distance?
They're outlines on like they're the sun's still pretty low in the sky, and they're still maybe 200 feet away, 300 feet away. Luth, go ahead and are you looking for the javelin that you threw that went off the bushes? Or is that
No, I'll just leave it go, but I'll see if I can find like any kind of like identifying marking or like insignia on this orc body.
Sure. Yeah, make an investigation check. Nice. Yeah, you don't find there's nothing, no marking, no insignia. They don't have any tribal tattoos. From your best guess, these orcs are words. These orcs are likely from the kingdoms themselves. You heard tell when you were growing up that orcs from within the kingdoms were they were said to have lost their heritage. They were kind of looked down upon by your clansmen, and the people often made fun of them for not having any tribal tattoos and no connection to the tribes.
Poor bastards.
So yeah.
Yeah, I guess uh are we gonna walk towards these approachers, or just kind of stand our ground until they get near enough?
I think perhaps outrun them.
Well, we can't outrun them. We have to go that way to get to that.
Oh, they're coming from the other.
Yeah, they're
further
coming
Otherwise, we'd
at
have to.
us.
Otherwise, we'd have to go into
Yeah.
the woods. Over there.
If they're coming from that side, then surely they are just travelers.
I'm not sure, but let's just Luth will go forward, and then when they're about I guess maybe like 100 feet, he'll stop and call for them to identify themselves.
Sure. Okay, yeah. So you guys set off down the road. Theo's hanging back a bit. She seems to be searching the orcs. You guys continue on down, and when you go in about 100 feet off, Theo's caught up. That Luth holds his hand up, and you call out and ask them to identify themselves. You're a callback. Tough day there, traveler. We're guards. The lady of the caravan sent us on after we heard sounds of fighting. Seems the other fellows got the worst end of the stick.
To our fortune, we've got wounded here. Can you take us back to your caravan?
It's this way. We're repairing a wheel. We'll be on our way again shortly.
You'll not want to go any further, I think.
What do you mean?
It's a long story. We'll tell you once we get back there.
All right. And they kind of wait for you guys to catch up and then lead you back towards their caravan. You see there's 5 caravans stopped around. Someone built a small campfire in the middle, clearing. And you can see each of these caravans is kind of decked out. They look more like Vardas, more like wagons. They're a mixture of kind of living caravans and caravans that are designed just to haul goods. You see a number of drivers are seated around the place, either rolling dice, lounging in the sun, not kind of really pushing themselves too heavily, as 2 other drivers are working on one of these caravans wheels, which you see is just the wheel is entirely cracked in half, and they're taking it off, and they've put some blocks underneath it, and they're starting to fit a new wheel. You see there's some guards. There's one more guard here as well, besides the 2 that caught up to you, and then you can see a smaller kind of halfling woman. When you first kind of see her, you almost think she's a dwarf. She's very stout, very thickly muscled. Um, but as you take her in, you realize she is indeed a halfling. She has kind of a tangle of red hair with a ponytail up over her head. She has a very road-ridden kind of appearance. You can see the dust of the road on her, and she kind of waves as you approach with her 2 guards, and she trots up to you as you kind of walk into the caravan proper, and she sticks out dirty hand to you, Luth, and she says, Jeslani Nidalai, what are you doing in my caravan? And it is a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasures of mine, I'm sure, but we're running from King of Orcs and Bandits. It just burned the. What was that fucking place called again? Shaky Bulwark? Yeah,
Or-
I'm calling out to the group because Luth only half remembers.
The hogs.
Sure.
Something.
It was Shaky Bulwark. Kara nods, and yeah, it was Shaky Bulwark. You see you see Jeslani's eyebrows shoot up as you say they burned the Shaky Bulwark, and she says, "To the ground."
With everyone in it, we just managed to get away. They tracked us through the woods.
She looks shocked. And let me roll something. Let me roll insight for her. She kind of looks you up and down, and she says, "Don't be lying to me. Are you lying to me?" "I don't think you're lying." She's kind of looking at you, not quite sure whether to believe you or not.
Rivigtal kind of steps forward a little bit and chimes in, and just kind of like looks to the woman and then like looks back to their unconscious friends, and she just says,
Luth also
no
indicates
reason.
the orc head and the jaw on his pelt.
And she just says, "We have no reason to be lying to you. If there was one tracking party after us, there could be more. We're just trying to
Yes,
stay alive."
Very true. So it might be dangerous that way. She kind of tugs on her hair as she talks. Balin's caravan already has proceeded that way this morning. We were with it, but I cracked the wheel, so we had to stop for repairs. Fuck. She kind of kicks the ground. This is not good news. Not good news. And she looks at her two guards, and she says, "Hey, go take the unconscious ones, lay them by the fire." And they do. They bring Kaelin and Talia over to rest by the fire, and she kind of drops her voice after the release. She says, "This is the third trip of mine in a row that has gone poorly. Last time, guards made off with my goods. Time before, arrived at the market, found no one wanted anything. I am cursed, I tell you. I'll have to turn back. If it is dangerous in that direction, there is no telling whether I'll make it through without being attacked."
I would say that your broken wheel is the opposite of being cursed.
She kind of cocks her head and just shrugs. And she says, "Well, now I'll have to go to Rathburg or Hornford and sell there. Not as good of a market. But I can." She kind of shakes her head. She says, "I can't let this dissuade me. What is your intention?" She kind of looks at you guys.
Let's get his
We
fucking
were just
these.
looking for somewhere safe. I think a few of us were headed to Rathburg as well.
Excellent. Well, I can give you a lift back to Thatch and maybe further, if you would be interested. I have some space on the caravans. I've traveled light this time after those assholes. She kind of spits to the side. Yeah, I can't guarantee I can keep you safe from whoever it is that has been pursuing you, but me and old little Greta here, and she taps a large crossbow at her side. We'll do our best. Tell me, what are your names?
Name is Rivital.
Luth.
And she kind of introduces herself to each of you. As each of you say her name, she shakes her hand again. Just Lonnie, just Lonnie, just Lonnie, just Lonnie. And after everyone introduces themselves, Master Cat is still just kind of inspecting a bush. She says, "On the Magister, who was he?" He pipes up, says, "I'm Cash. Yes, Magister Cash." She kind of arches an eyebrow at you guys.
I thought it was
It
Kit.
He doesn't seem quite sure of himself there.
Pulled him out
He
of
had
the...
a bad run-in with the last Void Storm. Still
Aye.
getting
Oh, Stormbrain. Still getting his bearings. He'll never get his bearings. I've met people that have been caught in void storms before. Never the same afterwards. But you're free to rest around the fire as my drivers get the wheel repaired. We've got some warmish food, if you'd like some. It'll cost you. She kind of grins a toothy grin. Otherwise, we'll be back our way towards that. And she spins around the ground and she says that again within the hour.
Your hospitality is appreciated.
Well, you may have saved my life, so I suppose I can extend the same grace to you. Yeah, she lets you rest around the fire. Talia and Kalen come back to consciousness after an hour or so. Talia, you're at 1 hit point. And Talia, when you come back to consciousness, you taste a lot of blood in your mouth. Like dry blood almost.
Great.
Yeah. And as you kind of feel around your mouth with your tongue, there's a gap right at the front of your mouth.
I'm gonna murder someone.
Yeah, you are missing a tooth.
Is it
You have-
Oh
visible?
no.
It is one of her front 2 teeth is missing. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
You have disadvantage on all charisma persuasion checks.
Great.
Well, now you just
Oh
have to
my
learn how to
God.
play the banjo.
Yeah. So
Oh
you.
I'm not gonna
uh,
lie, if Lingard comes near
So,
me and
okay.
laughs, he's going to get punched
No,
right in the
oh
nose.
no. No. Talia has no idea Lingard was laughing when
No,
you come
if
to.
he does, like, if he
Yeah.
makes any kind of
Mm.
snickering, he's getting punched right in the nose.
Oh yeah.
So
No, fair.
just like a vague estimate, like how many different possibilities, like roughly ballpark in that role?
Gosh, I don't know. Like
Quite a few.
yeah, 30 maybe more.
Because that's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm pretty
that's,
happy.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Um.
Hey, some people love missing teeth. They can.
That's
Oh no,
true.
she's gonna get that fixed immediately. Don't. That's not gonna be something that
my
lasts.
friend has a thing for that. My friend loves that. She loves missing teeth and bad teeth.
Well.
How
Talia-
much is a greater restoration though?
Who cares? That's not the point. That was not the point of that.
You just
Luth-
shove something
Luth-
in there.
Luth has an orc skull here. He could probably I don't know if maybe
Maybe.
the orc skull
Yeah,
has, like,
let's
Yeah,
put
I'm
a
an
bigger
orc's
tooth
tooth
in
then?
that gap. That makes it better.
A piece of an orc's tooth.
Luth pulls out an orc's tooth, like with the gum still attached. Here, Talia, take this.
Dangling.
Oh no, she's
Um,
not opening her mouth around other people right now, so
Yeah.
nobody
fair.
knows this except for Lingard.
It's like Caleb when his face would melt every time he used his ability.
Yeah.
Yep.
But Lingard does come over to you when he sees you're awake, Talia, and very seriously he says, Talia, I don't know if you noticed, but
Don't
this on the floor, and he holds up your tooth next to you. I didn't tell no one, but it seems you lost your tooth.
Yes, I figured that out, Lingard.
Here, he hands your tooth to you. It's just broken into 2 pieces.
I guess the thought counts.
Yeah. And he says, D- you, you still look great. Ali. Don't worry about it. Don't be
just
embarrassed enough.
you go find another spot somewhere to sit. Don't talk to me right now.
Right,
Oh,
right. You are there. Yep. And
bef-
Talia, as you say S's, that's kind of whistles through your mouth a little bit.
No.
Yes.
before Kalen wakes up, Luth, how much money does he have on him?
You would need to make a investigation check to do that.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a investigation check. You find about 15 gold on him.
Okay.
So wait, are you looking through Kalen's things right now?
Just his coin purse. Yeah. I'm not greedy. I'm just gonna take one. I'm thirsty.
Fair. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
take a gold.
Rivital just kind of watches and frowns to herself, but she doesn't say anything.
Yeah, and then Luth goes to Gislani and is like, "How much? What do you have to drink here?"
Design looked at your gold. She says, "Oh, for gold, uh, you can get uh, whatever you want to drink. Want a bottle of ale?
I
All
and
right.
he just turns it over to her.
Yeah. You're heavily overpaying for this bottle of ale, but she takes the gold. She disappears into one of the carts and comes out with a decent sized bottle of ale, and
Well, when
she
it's not your
hands
money,
it to you.
it's not that
Yeah,
bad.
exactly. She hands it to you, and she says, "It's good stuff. I brewed. My sister brewed it herself."
Like as she's talking, Luth has already pulled the cork out with his teeth and is guzzling it down.
She laughs and she says, "Thirsty, man after my own heart, although not on the job." And she kind of walks away. Goes back to oversee the repairs on her cart. Anyone else want to do anything over the next little while?
I have not read that letter that I got.
Oh, you should probably do that.
Yeah,
Yeah. You can
something to
do that now.
distract from,
Yeah.
the idiocy that I'm dealing with.
Yeah. Um.
Okay.
And as it says at the bottom of the letter, you know where he's been writing you letters on and off for the last while from Hornford.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Theo's gonna warm up her rations over the fire on a stick.
Sure. Yeah, you can do that. They smell, I don't know, kind of oily or something.
Okay, have they gone off? Well, yeah, I'll eat them anyway. Whatever.
Yeah. Fair enough. Tastes fine. Uh. Yeah, they smell like something weird. It smells weird, but it smells like edible. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't smell foul.
I'm on death's door. I need a good meal.
Yeah.
And I'm
fair,
not
fair.
paying this woman a gold for a plate of food.
That's fair. So yeah, you warm and cook your rations over the fire. And yeah, you guys kind of gather yourselves over the next little while. And finally this wheel is fixed. Is anyone keeping a lookout or anything like that?
Luth will try to.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make.
Yeah, Rivital is, but she's not very good at it.
Well, one of you go ahead and make a perception check. Oh, good.
Ha.
Yeah, you don't see anything. It's seems safe to you. The guards are also keeping a lookout. And as you're as you're packing up the caravan, one of them walks up to you, Luth, and says, "Those orcs, they were watching us. Seems they're still looking for you. Didn't dare attack with all of us around, but you must got something they want. Maybe that head of yours." Grins.
Luth just kind of stares him down. It's like
He kind of looks away.
not the time for jokes.
Yeah, he looks away pretty quickly, and he says, "All right, didn't mean nothing by it. God." Um,
And like, yeah, well, we're kind of resting here for a bit. Rivital's gonna. What's Ket doing?
Ket seems to be just kind of dazing, but laying back by the fire. Um, doesn't seem to be doing too much. He, occasionally stares at the clouds. Occasionally he kind of seems to pat himself down and then forget what he's looking for.
Poor Ket. Yeah, she'll just kind of go over to him and like sit down beside him and just say, "Are you feeling any better?"
Oh, yes, I feel rested, less achy. I still, I forget so much. I don't really remember many things, and I remember very little, really, of the last few months of my life. I'm Ket. I was raised in Briga. My mother's name was. What was my mother's name? He kind of throws his hands up in exasperation. He says, "I don't remember anything. These blasted storms." And he looks at you, Rivertel, and he says, "Girl, you listen to me. Don't go get caught in a storm. End up like me. An old man who can't remember his own mother."
I'm sure it will come to you later.
And he shrugs and he says, "I probably used to know the answer. Whether it would come to me later or not. But don't know that anymore. Useless now."
If you do remember anything, do you remember anything about those orcs that attacked?
I'll let you know. I'll let you know if I do. I just can't think of anything. I remember there was something important, but what it was, I don't have a clue.
Perhaps a reason why they might have been looking for you?
He shrugs. Maybe. Certainly possible.
I
I'm
don't really know
sure
either,
there
but
might be a record of whatever my task was as a magister.
where would
Somewhere.
that be?
Remember, you can roll uh, history or lore check.
History or what?
Lore, whichever you prefer.
With a 7.
Nice.
Plus.
Yeah. You aren't sure. You from your studies, magisters are often operate with a level of autonomy. And if there was a record of whatever mission or task he was on, it it could be anywhere. It could be in any of the. It could either be in one of the surrounding cities, if there's a Imperial kind of outpost there. Otherwise, it might be literally anywhere.
Well, perhaps when we get back to civilization, we could figure more out.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Help you
Perhaps.
remember more.
Yes. What's your name again?
Rivital.
Ah, nice to meet you, young lady. You're very nice. Very nice to think about me.
Well,
Yes. Maybe I had friends. Huh. I'm sure I had a friend. Wonder
you
what-
can always make more.
He shrugs and he says, I hope so. And then he kind of goes back to staring at the clouds. And he
Mhm.
turns towards
Watching the watching the
really-
grass grow.
you. Yeah, they're really fascinating, these clouds. And it's almost like childlike. Like,
Hmm.
it's like he doesn't remember ever having seen clouds before, so he's kind of
Yeah.
taking in the shapes. So
I
yeah.
remember staring at the sky as a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a
It's like
weirdo.
that. Exactly. It's like that. It's like he just hasn't had the experience of watching clouds before, and it's like he's doing it for the first time.
Yeah, she'll kind of leave him to his reveries.
Yeah. Alrighty. So yeah, after an hour, you hear Gislani kind of pipe up, and she says, "All right, everyone, gather your things. We make for Thatch." And you kind of hear some grumbles from around. And she says, "Don't give me that shit. It's my caravan. We're turning back. You see that smoke? Apparently there was an on uh, attack on the shaky bulwark. It's been burned down and will offer no shelter to us if there's another storm. So, this path is not safe and we're heading back. We'll sell in Hornford or Rathburg." And while they still grumble, everyone kind of packs up their things, packs up the caravans again, and they get ready to make off. Is there anything you guys want to do before you get on the road?
Let's see.
Did one of the guards said he saw some orcs, right, watching us?
Yeah, you told Luth that.
Theo will try to get a look at them.
Sorry, say that again.
Theo will try to get a glimpse of them.
Yeah,
Sure,
Luth will do the same.
sure. Yeah, big perception check. Luth, you're just swigging away. You kind of lazily look around, but are really more interested in that ale. It tastes very good. It's bitter but refreshing. She said her sister made it, and she wasn't. It doesn't seem that she was lying that it's a good ale. Theo, you you kind of look around the surrounding area. You're on top of kind of a low hill, and the trees have thinned out here a little bit. And you do see off in the distance. You look. You kind of don't. You miss it at first, but one of the guards next to you says, "No, no, no, over there. They're still watching." And you look over, and you do see about halfway up one of the pine trees. You see a very, now when it's pointed out, yeah, you see an orc. He appears to have a some sort of a spyglass or something, and he's watching you.
Is that hard to come by?
Spyglasses?
Yeah.
Rare, not hard, not they're expensive. They're
Right.
not not impossible to find, but they're expensive.
She will. Is he looking her way?
Yeah, he's looking at the camp, and it's a small camp.
She will give him the bird.
Okay. You can't from where you are, you can't see any reaction.
Right. Yeah, then
But yeah,
she'll get ready to sit on a wagon or something.
yep. Alrighty. So yeah, you guys gather your things. You're gather yourselves. Your unconscious allies. Or you now once again unconscious allies, and yeah, you disperse yourself across the wagons. Kind of riding shotgun or sitting on the top of the wagon. Most of the insides are cluttered with goods. But yeah, you can ride on top of them, which is where most of the other kind of guards sit or stand on the back of them. Um, and yeah, you begin to trumble down the road back towards Thatch. Some of you have probably been through Thatch before. Theo and Luth, you almost certainly passed around it on your way to the Shaky Bulwark. Probably didn't stay there as you uh, were looking for signs of caravan robberies, and uh, the small kind of logging town wasn't really interesting. Um, but yeah, you make your way slowly back along the road, hitting some potholes along the way. Thankfully, the caravans are steady, and they seem to hold up against potholes you hit. Um, within about an hour and a half or an hour, you do make it back uh, to this town. Um, you see ahead of you this small village emerge along the road, and as you kind of come out of the trees, you can see a large kind of wooden palisade with some runes carved into it and set in stone or in metal as there are always done. You can see that some kind of house rooftops, despite the name shingle, not thatch roofs, poking out from above the wall, and you can see a guard tower is posted at the wall. There's no one standing in the guard tower right now. Um, and as you go, you can see a small kind of uh, crop a cropped field, but it's kind of overgrown and tangled immediately outside the gates, and so others further outside. Those ones look a little better tended. Um, as you trundle along, you can see there's a kind of a tall woman. One second. Sorry. You see, yeah, a tall half orc woman standing at kind of a small logging camp right outside the town, chopping some wood. She's kind of shaved head, and she glances over at you, raises a hand in greeting, and then goes back to chopping the wood. The rest of the town kind of seems to be busy. As you move through the large kind of gates into the town square, you can see that there's a well in the center of the town, and a number of smaller plots of land and some livestock are also within the walls. Um, they seem to be here to kind of be kept safe within the town. You can see people milling about. Not a ton of people. It is a small town, but a couple, families or farmers running around, tending the crops. You can see one picking apples down from an orchard tree. And overall, it has the appearance of a nice kind of bucolic country village. You do see as you the caravans come to a stop in the town square. A kind of small halfling in her 30s with short cropped brown hair trots up to you guys, and she holds a hand up towards Jaslani, and she says, "Oh, back already, are we? Well, it's good to see you, Jaslani. I only left this morning. Miss me?" And Jaslani kind of scowls at her, and she says, "Apparently there is trouble on the road. You will want to be speaking with these folks. business up at the Shaky Bulwark you should hear about. And the halfling kind of looks a little bit confused, but it's of course. And as Gislani and the others begin unpacking the caravans again, and you see they open up the side of one of the caravans and they begin to sell goods to the farmers out of the side of it. But most of the farmers seem to have gotten their fill already, perhaps yesterday, when the caravan came through the first time, and they have very little business. Um, but you do see, Luth, you notice a number of farmers come up and buy bottles of ale. And yeah, this halfling woman walks up to the rest of you as you kind of gather and get off of the caravans, and she bows to you and she says, "Well, I'm Theory Hop. I am the Reeve here, and obviously Jaslani thinks you have some information I should hear."
Shaky Bulwark burned to the ground. Orcs and bandits. I think they're probably following us too.
I think you ought to double your guard tonight. Nice down here, and it seems there's quite a few people, but I'm not sure if you could withstand an attack from this force.
Oh, yes. Does someone want to explain a little bit more? What are you talking about? Shaky Bulwark burned down by bandits? It seems preposterous.
It seemed less bandits and more like warriors or mercenaries.
Mercenaries? Why on earth would they burn down the Shaky Bulwark?
Luth's been since his nerves have been settled a little bit more. He's been thinking about what the guard told him. Where is Ket?
Ket is probably standing. He's inspecting some of the goods in the wagon, not taking anything, but just looking around at some knickknacks and taking them in, and seems quite amused by some of the smaller goods there.
Luth goes up to him and says, "Turn out your pockets."
That's very rude. Did you know they have beans in cans here? Canned beans, or jars, I should say. They don't have cans. That would be silly.
I don't know.
Jars.
Don't know what Khan is. What you
Yes,
carry?
a jar
What are they
of
after?
beans. Oh! He kind of turns out his pockets. You see a couple silver and gold pieces in there. The map, which he's already given to you guys, so that's not there. And yeah, that's really it. You don't see anything else. You see the seal. He has a seal. It's a golden, kind of large golden seal. That's a magistrate. It denotes him as a magistrate.
Luth's going to pat him down.
Sure. Yeah. Make an investigation check. I say, it's quite forward. Is this how people usually greet each other? Yeah. You pat him down. You don't find anything else on his person.
You're about to teach him a very awkward behavior.
Just get away from that.
It's normal. No.
My privates.
Ugh, gross. Luth kind of sighs and rubs his forehead. This is he doesn't want to deal with this shit.
Fair.
But he'll take Magister Cat up to the Reeve. Says, "Pick this guy up out of a void storm. I don't know. They showed up just
Oh!
after he did."
Cat! How are you, Cat? It's good to see you again. And Cat looks confusedly at this halfling woman. Do I know you? And she looks confused. Yes, Cat, you came through here less than a week back. Of course. And Cat looks down, embarrassed, and he says, I'm sorry, my fine lady. I seem to have been caught in some sort of storm, and my memories have been scrambled." And she says, "Oh, a void storm. Oh no. Cat, why don't you go have a lie down in that case. The she kind of holds her hand, and a farmer comes over and she says, "Brandon, do take Cat inside into the stone forge. Give him a meal. Will you tell them I'll cover it?" And the farmer nods and brings Cat inside. And she turns back towards you lot and she says, "Void brain is not a nice condition. It completely removes the memories of the subject. You know, it's being studied, but we know of no cure as of yet, and it's as if the memories were never there to begin with. There's a lot of debate around the topic, but one thing that is not debatable is the awful impact it has. He was such a lovely man, Cat, when he last came through. It's a shame."
You said he passed through about a week ago. Do you know where he was heading and why?
Oh, well, I don't. Yes, he came through and he settled a small dispute he had between two farmers about the land. Um, and then I knew he was headed for up towards Alton, but if he came through a week ago, he should have been up towards Alton. He should have reached Alton. Hmm, Days passed. Can't imagine why he wouldn't have even reached the shaky bulwark.
And
Half a day's travel from here.
you mentioned something about the storm. He had been. Something may have happened there. There's godless things. Luth just looks like his expression says, "This is 100% above my pay grade. I don't want any of this."
Yeah. She nods and she says, "Well, if I were you, I would recommend taking him to Toll Watch. I'm sure there will be someone there that might be able to help. Perhaps Watch Master Isavex. He would likely be able to at least direct you in the right direction or reward you for return to the magistrate a safe
Oh,
location."
you cut out a lot there. What'd you say?
She said, Watchmaster Isavix would at least be able to take him off your hands and keep him until, and send, alert the Imperium that one of their agents was found with Void Brain, and might be able to reward you for your returning him safely."
Luth kind of grimaces at the mention of the Empire, but drinking money.
If for some reason it is him that the orcs are after, it would be good to get him somewhere safe.
Yes, I'm sure. There is few places safer than Tollwatch in this part.
I fear that either him or us being in this place doesn't make it very safe either.
Yes, well, I mean, attacking the shaky bulwark. God, this will incite panic. Will increase the watch night. Ensure that we are prepared as best we can be in a small place like this, and we must hope for the best.
And just from like our little time here in town, what does their defenses look like? What are the guards? How well equipped are there? How many are there?
Make a perception check, let's say. Yeah, Rivital really.
Guards.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
Rivital's
her
not
expertise.
exactly. She's not a military mind. The best she can tell, she's seen guards coming and going. No more than 4 or 5. And they seem to have weapons.
They have pointy things.
Yeah,
It's better than
Alright.
fists.
better than
Yeah.
fists.
In any case, she's in any case, I think she's still just not Yeah, she's not what's the word? Encouraged by it.
Fair.
I think at some point during this conversation, Talia's just going to wander off into town.
Sure. Sure. Where are you going? You see that there's
Dentist, cosmetic dentist.
Well, I was
yeah,
gonna say, do the shrines, do those typically come with clerics
uh,
of some sort?
there is always someone that tends the shrine, whether they're a priest or the priests are not clerics.
Right.
Yeah, but
But it's
there's
worth a try. I'm
it
going there.
is okay. Yeah, you walk up to this large or not large, but for this town it's quite a large building. It's very clearly an old imperial temple. You can see from the outside, you recognize some of the architecture as denoting kind of that it's an imperial temple, the imperial cult, and above the door you can see the symbol, which is a tree with 13 branches, and a different kind of bird perched on each branch, um, and you can see kind of these elongated glass windows, clear leaded glass, and kind of in set into the walls. And yeah, as you one of the doors is already open as you step inside, and you feel kind of that cold air rush over you, as is so often the case in these old stone buildings. They're quite cold inside, um, and yeah, you look around and you see that many of the shrines are actually missing here. You've probably been to imperial temples before. There's usually a shrine to each of the official imperial gods, but you only see shrine to you see 6 shrines in here, not rather than the 13, and 2 of them you've probably seen before, but you recognize as not being part of the official imperial cult. Um, and as you step in, you see a old dragonborn with these tall. He has dull bronze scales, and you can see his scales are missing in a couple places. He's got these milky white eyes, and you can see he's tending one of the shrines, um, and he kind of turns around as he hears you enter, and cocks his head to the side, and he says, "Is this is this Terry come back to apologize?" And he grins a toothy grin.
Is he blind?
Is he what?
Is he blind? Did he look at me, or
He does appear to be blind. You
that?
can see his
Thank
milky white
goodness.
eyes.
I just walk up to him and I say, no, just someone perhaps in need of services if you can provide them.
Well, I apologize. I am Hassan, and welcome to my shrine. What can I do for the woman?
I don't suppose you can do any healing magic or have anything that might restore someone's
I,
body.
yes, I have this poultices and tonics I can make. Yes.
What about for a tooth?
A tooth? No. This is difficult work. I cannot do teeth. I am not the man you want to be messing with your teeth, my lady. And he points towards his milky white eyes. I'll just make a mess of that.
Fair
But if
enough.
you need healing, I have a tonic I can make, which does it dulls the pain. Otherwise, I have this another lifting ball that will energize you and give you energy to face the day. I can do these things for you. Would you like? They are expensive, but we must maintain the shrine. And as you look around now, you see there's just a thin layer of dust over everything here. Um, doesn't seem like he would notice that or realize that.
Or even be bothered by it.
Yes.
No, it does not seem that you can help me, so I suppose I will be on my way.
This is sad to hear. I so rarely get new visitors into my shrine. If there is anything at all I could do to help, please don't hesitate to ask. I only wish I could do the teeth as you need. Do you have teeth? Or are
Most
you
of
looking
them.
for? Oh, so you are missing the one or the two teeth?
Just one.
Oh, yes, this is a difficult thing. Have you thought of using, what is it called? A, a big tooth piece of wood you paint white. You just put in the mouth. Eh,
Well, that
Perhaps
is
a
a
blacksmith.
temporary solution, yeah.
Yes, perhaps a blacksmith could do that. Maybe they could nail it in as well. Permanent solution.
I don't think that
It
that's really
or it or of course, but the tooth is important.
right. That's a great suggestion. Thank you so much. But
Of course.
I will do some more investigating and see what I can come up with.
Of course, and do not be hesitating, my lady, to come seek Curate Hassan's input for any problems you may have. I am more than happy to help. And as you're talking, he's kind of looking like just off to your left.
It's close enough.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so very much.
Of course.
And she turns on her heel and walks.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair. Um. So yeah, back outside, Theory and Luth, she turns to you and she says, "Yes, well, I would take him to Toll Watch and I would deposit him there because it's quite a undertaking to carry around someone that has been well, storm-addled or storm-brained, as we say, void-brained. There's so many different names. None of them rude. I suppose maybe a little bit rude, but she's kind of like anxiously tugging on her hair as she's talking to you, and she's well, anyway, if how welcome to Thatch, I suppose. I hope you haven't brought ill omens with you, but as I said, I will increase the guard tonight, and we will, discuss with the townsfolk what should be done. I might send out to Toll Watch myself, or maybe a small detachment of trained men to help reinforce us and train the militia, perhaps.
Sooner the better for that, I'd say.
Oh, oh, oh yeah.
It
Oh, yeah.
isn't much of a solution, but I feel like the safest route would be to leave this place. Everyone.
Oh, leave! Don't be silly. No, we won't be doing that. Where would we go? This is our home.
She just kind of like nods, like she knows, but like her face just tells her like it's a serious suggestion.
Yeah.
If Riv stepped up, you can see Luth takes a visible step away from her as she moves forward. Like not even and he does it without making a big deal, but he moves away from her.
Let's see if she even insights that. Oh, so what does she think about that?
He's uncomfortable with her. Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell he is not comfortable with you being near him.
Oh, all right. Yeah, she just frowns herself and takes a mental note of that, but doesn't say anything about it.
If you wish to stay tonight, you are welcome, even if you are hunted. She kind of says that under her breath. She says we have. Yeah.
She'll like kind of quickly put in.
I don't think we'll be staying here either way. If we can at least get through the night, we should probably be best moving on.
Yes. Well, we have an inn. You could stay at the Stone Forge. It's not much, but the stumps run it quite well. Yes, and otherwise, I've free reign of the town. uh, it's a village, really. Any, yeah. Anyway, if you have any questions, come find me. Otherwise, I need to think and prepare and pray.
Just gives her a nod.
Yeah, you very clearly shaken her.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
I
Theo
mean, it's
says,
better than her just not paying attention to it.
Yeah.
as she
Theo
sort of
said-
like, as she like stammers, Theo will say, "Well, off you go," and she sort of waves her hands away.
And she nods. She says, "Yes, of course. Bye bye." And she takes off.
Cheers.
Right, where's that inn?
The inn is, you can easily find the inn. There's kind of large a sign hanging outside, and a large the Stone Forge is painted in large white letters on the sign. Seems a single-story rustic looking establishment. You can see the white kind of wattle and daub on the outside is peeling away in places, and then the paint is, the kind of whitewash is cracked a little bit. So a little bit weather worn, but otherwise seems a reasonable building. It's where Ket was brought.
We probably shouldn't let him out of our sight that much.
Yeah.
Does Rivital have any idea where or how far away Tolwatch is, or which direction and whatnot?
Yeah. I don't know if Rital does. But if you ask Luth or probably Theo, you know that it's about a day's travel away. A little bit less than a day's travel away.
And is it further south?
Yep, it's towards Hornford.
A league
And
is how
Rathburn.
far you travel in a day, right?
You can get 2 leagues in a day.
Cool.
3 if you're moving very quickly. 1 if you're taking your time and moving stealthily. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a lie. You can get 10 leagues in a day. I lied.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
slightly more.
2. The reason I said 2 is because 10 leagues is 2 squares, so you can get 2 hexes in a day on the map. Yeah. Sorry. That was why I said that.
Okay, distance you can walk in an hour. There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, are you guys heading into the Stoneforge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, you walk in. It's an L-shaped building. Sawdust covers the floor, and it's around noontime, so it's quite crowded. People have come in for lunch. In places, you can see the sawdust is stained with a darker hue, perhaps where drinks or other liquids have been spilled. And you watch as a goat trots around the room, sniffing at patrons' meals and occasionally chancing a bite. You watch as a farmer kind of swats at the goat and sends it bleating backwards. And you see that the goat takes 2 steps back, stares at the farmer, and now that it's out of its reach, and begins to shit on the floor. At the far end, you can see a set of stairs descending into the basement, and around the corner is just outside is a well-stocked bar. As the goat relieves itself inside, you hear the farmer kind of curse loudly, and he calls out, "Savros, your goat's shitting inside again!" And you see a dwarf kind of come around the corner with a kind of almost a bucket, kind of, but it's attached to a handle, and he can turn it sideways, and he has a garden hoe in his other hand, and he kind of moves up to the side of the poo and starts hoeing it into the bucket. And he looks over at you as he does so, and he kind of, you see he's got this thick auburn hair and an even thicker kind of beard, and he's dancing green eyes, and he kind of grins at you all. And he says, "Welcome to the Stone Forge. Look like you've had a day." And he kind of bellows that over the din, and he says, "Come on in and have a drink."
We come in.
Yep.
we come.
All right. Yeah.
Uh,
Luth nudges Theo meaningfully.
she sighs and gives him 8 silver.
Gives him his allowance.
Who's alone?
Beer money.
I'll Theo disregards the comment about the drinks and says, I'd like to have a room, please.
Ah, yeah. Sure. A room, 10 gold night. Meal included. Breakfast and dinner.
10 gold.
Yeah. 10 gold night.
Is that an unusual price out of character?
Make a lore check.
Hey.
Nice. It is not unusual for single travelers traveling along the major tradeways, as each of the kind of forts or settlements along the way know they can charge a lot, and additionally, if you ask them to justify it, they'll argue that they have to pay for the runes, which are expensive to create. However, with the role, you also know that you know that you have a slip that represents that you're on the business of the Gilded Caravan Company, so you could probably use that to get a more reasonable price. You know, something closer to 5 gold a night is more what's to be expected for someone such as yourself who's affiliated with one of the guilds.
Right. Yeah, she'll take out her. What does she have? She has a contract, and does she have something
Yeah,
else?
you've the contract, and the contract says on it that
It's the writ of service thing.
exactly,
Right.
exactly, and it says on it that you're while you can show that, and which proves that you're on the business of the Gilded Caravans, and
Right.
people will give you a reasonable price.
Well, she'll show that, and she'll say, "I'm here on guild business, and tell you
Alright.
what, if the orcs attack tonight, I'll help you fight them off. So how about 5 gold?"
Alright, what it is. What do you mean orcs attack?
Sorry, what was that?
He says, alright, he says, yeah, 5 gold's fine. What do you mean orcs attack?
Well, there's orcs following us.
There's
Oh.
orcs following you.
Wow, way to
You
go.
want to stay in my inn.
Way to go.
He kind of cocks his head at you. I think that'll be 10 gold. If you're putting me and my establishment at risk, I expect to be subsidized for that risk. Thank you kindly.
Right, you are, sir. I'll be sleeping outside, and you can fend for yourself.
Well, enjoy the rain.
just
Rubenthal kind of
Luth just puts the 8
Rubenthal just
silver
kinda-
on the bar, and looks expectantly at the
Yeah, you
At the-
see
at the
him shout,
barkeep.
Iggy, you got a customer. And another dwarf comes out. This one's heavily muscled and tattooed. You see he's got these piercing blue eyes, thick brown beard, and a kind of a shaved head. A large cigar in
You're
between his
cutting out.
teeth. Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He's a thick brown beard, bald head, and he's got a large cigar in his mouth. He pulls it out as he sees you, and he says, What do you want?
A drink.
8 silver drink or 8 1 silver drinks?
Whatever you got.
Dangerous man. And he takes 4 of the silver, pockets them, and he pours you a pint of something. You don't know what it is.
Booth immediately he'll take a not a sip but a swallow.
Yeah. It's a stout. It's very tasty. And it's quite thick and creamy, and yeah, you can throw it back, and it's not. It tastes refreshing and probably welcome.
Yeah, he'll finish that off. Have some of his rations, and then get a second one.
Alright, sounds good. Riptide, you walk to
Yeah,
Zavros?
she'll just go up to the innkeeper guy, and she just says, "How much gold would it be for space for all of my friends?"
For all of your friends, let's see, how many are you? 5, 6, 7, 6 of you?
She
6.
thinks and nods.
Yeah, 6 of you. Well, he's not including Cat.
Oh, yeah, okay.
7.
She'll say 7.
Yeah, 7. Okay, so 7 would probably be 3 rooms, 30 gold.
She like kind of rifles through her coin purse and like lays everything out on the counter kind of awkwardly, and kind of counts it up, and it's 25. She says, "I'm a little short. Is there any way that would be good?"
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Rivertop.
Make
Oh,
an
yeah.
adorableness check.
She's really good at those.
Look, he says, 25, 25. Tell you what. 25 I'll take for 3 rooms if one of you does some sort of entertainment tonight. Is any of you skilled dancers or singers or
Talia
harpists?
sighs and holds up her lute.
There you go. You're playing tonight. 25 gold it is.
Thank you very much.
Anytime, and he scoops up 25 gold and pockets it. And he says, I don't mean to be rude, but you are putting my establishment at risk if you are being chased by orcs.
She
They
just
are,
says, "We don't know if they're actually after us. We're just coming this direction, but I understand. We appreciate you letting us stay here."
of course. Any time. Well, help yourself. Find a table. I'll get Iggy to bring you some. Well, it's not there some yet. Well, come dinner time. Iggy, bring you out some food. In the
You
meantime,
cut out.
sorry. He says, come dinner time. Iggy will bring you out some food. In the meantime, make yourselves comfortable, and we can have a couple pints or whatever. I've just got to clean this up, and he gets back to scooping up the goat shit. Oh, and be careful of Sniffles. He'll come over and nip at your food, so just give him a smack if he pisses you off.
She just nods.
Booth is looking at the goat and imagining goat stew.
Oh boy.
Make some
Talia
good
will
goat stew.
go find an empty corner and start playing, and anytime she opens her mouth, she's going to cast Minor Illusion.
Yep.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, you can do that. Just roll me an Arcana check, Talia.
Oh, I'm great at that.
Just to see, okay. So yeah, it doesn't look quite right. Like, you'll move your head a little bit and a small gap will appear, but it's
Sure.
mostly fine. Yeah. So if anyone's looking closely, they'll probably be able to see. But otherwise,
I mean, she imagines most people are going to be drunk pretty soon.
that's
anyway,
exactly.
so.
Exactly. Um, so yeah, you do that. As the innkeep finishes cleaning up the dung, he kind of scoops it into the he gets most of it up, not all of it, and scoops it into the bucket and disappears back behind the bar. As he does, you see a human, kind of handsome looking fellow, intense stare, kind of short black hair, and he reaches out a hand and he just flicks his wrist, and you see the rest of the dung on the floor disappears.
Hmm.
And he goes back to eating his stew. It looks like.
Once Luth is done with his second beer, he's gonna go out to the watchtower and he wants to go just take a look back down the road, see if he can see anything.
Yeah, sure.
And probably just like right after she was at the counter and everything, she just goes like over where maybe Luth and Theo are, and just says,
I got everyone rooms for the night. I think 3 or so. It's the least I can do with all of you traveling with me.
Theo is not gonna sleep in that that place. She's headed out to trade with the caravan.
Kara looks at you and smiles and says, "Thank you. That's very kind of you."
Luth looks a little surprised, and but then he just nods and goes out to go check the tower.
Alrighty, so Luth, you head out to the tower. Theo, you're going to the caravan, and Brutal, what are you doing after your friends were so gracious and thanked you so much?
"What's fine?"
Oh, Theo
Sorry,
left
Brutal.
before he bought the room. Before she bought the room.
Okay, sure, fair.
Like when she
So-
had that conversation, she just
Yeah, no, she doesn't really show anything about it. She probably just finds a corner of the bar that's quiet and there's quieter and there's not too many people around. Just lost in her books.
Yeah, perfect. What are you reading?
I guess she's probably like she has her spell book, so she's probably dealing with that a lot and jotting notes down and stuff like that in it. But the one book that she has, it's actually like lore, is just a book about it's probably more basic stuff, but just about runes and words.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So Luth, you head up to the watchtower. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
No one stops you. There's no one posted at the watchtower. The gates are both still open. Yeah, you kind of look out and let me roll. Yeah, you didn't see anyone or anything. Kind of in the forest. You see the trees gradually grow thicker. You can still see the slight plume of smoke in the distance. Thick, kind of black smoke. It's a lot less though. Seems the fires are dimming. And yeah, you don't see anyone on the roads.
All right. How's the weather looking?
Yet the weather's it's clear. Mild, a couple clouds in the sky, but nothing too thick. It's chilly, but not not freezing. Not cold. There's a chill in the air. But yeah, it's a nice enough.
All right. Bluth he's gonna go straight back to the inn, and he lets the he bumps Theo on the way back. Says, I'm going to sleep. This has been a day.
Well, she's not there.
sorry. Yeah, I'm not there. I'm in
Oh
the
yeah,
in the
I know.
square.
You're at the caravan, right?
He's
Right.
yeah, it's tiny now. He can very easily see you.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. She'll wave him over, and as he says that, she says, "All right, I'll probably try to find some spot out here to sleep. I think if the orcs are gonna attack, that might be a better idea anyway. I can't stand that dwarf."
If you can, Never mind. And Luth leaves.
Alrighty, Theo, what are you doing?
I've been trying to look up prices and stuff. So she goes to buy some of the stuff she lost, like a backpack.
Okay, it's not going to be the prices in the player's handbook.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It's absolutely going to be a lot more expensive than that because
Oh.
this is a village in the middle of nowhere.
Still from the caravan, though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
And they'll give you an okay price. They're not going to rip you off, but they're going to. There's definitely a markup.
fair enough. She'll buy a bottle of wine, a backpack, some rope, and a bedroll.
Okay. Let me- alright, I'll get back to you on the price for that in a second. Inside, Talia, I'll probably tell you the price towards the end. Talia, you're strumming away. People seem to appreciate your music. As the lunch crowd thins out, they probably leave you, I'd say, 5 silver, 4 silver. It's not a wealthy community. It's a pretty good tip. In tips. Actually, make a performance check. That's what I should have said.
Is it a disadvantage because I'm doing illusion?
No,
Or... Okay.
no. You can make a.
It's music.
Yeah, you're playing, not smiling. If you're oh nice, yeah. So they leave you 4 or 5 silver in tips, and they're super complimentary. Yeah, and you get a couple offers of oh well, if the dwarf's prices are too cheap, I've got a space at my house.
Haha.
Yeah.
Marriage proposals.
Fat
Barking
old
up the wrong
farmers.
tree.
Yeah. Fat old farmers proposing. And yeah, so the lunch cred thins out. As it does, Rivital, someone sits down at your table, and as you kind of lower your book to look up, you see that handsome young man, looks probably in his early 20s. And you see, as he kind of rolls his sleeves up, you can see tattooed glyphs on his right forearm. He's wearing a kind of fine, two-toned blue robes, with this kind of thick yellow outline. And he smiles at you, and he says, "I hope you'll forgive my intrusion."
She looks afraid, but she's listening.
Fair. And he says, I couldn't help but notice your book. You have a interest in runes and glyphs?
She like looks at it and looks at him and nods and says, "It's not really my expertise, but I have been looking into it."
Oh, that's quite interesting. I have a bit of an interest myself, you could say. And he kind of rolls up his sleeve and he like points his forearm towards you, and you see now, looking at them from the right direction, that you recognize. You don't recognize all of them, but you recognize a number of the runes in your book are actually on his forearm.
Do I know what any of them mean or do?
Make an Arcana. Yeah, you recognize the glyph of warding that you commonly see on walls, around settlements. You recognize, perhaps a glyph of illusion that can change something's appearance. You recognize a glyph of alarm, which screeches at a high pitched sound when it's crossed. So yeah, you recognize a few of them.
And does she understand the significance of like someone having them tattooed on their body?
Um, you know that it wouldn't mean those glyphs are permanently. Uh, you have never heard of a glyph that can move and keep its power, so it is likely. It's likely a important to this person, but they don't appear to be magical in nature.
Some sort of cosmetic thing.
Yes.
Yeah, she'll look at his arms. Just say,
what exactly do your what's the significance of your tattoos?
Oh, I must confess it helps me remember them. I, they're useful, of course, glyphs, and I use them commonly. I'm an apprentice to Devaro Illan, you may have heard of him, and it helps me keep on top of my studies.
Have I
Hard to
heard of him?
forget. No, you have absolutely not heard of
Okay.
him. uh, yeah, it helps me keep on top of my studies. Are you yourself an apprentice?
Wait, what? You cut out.
He said, are you yourself an apprentice?
Um, I want to see how smart she is. Let's, that's more. Okay. Um, she she just kind of shakes her head and sets the book down. She says, not of runes. No, I am a student of magic, other magics.
Ah, of course, of course. I have a small bit of skill with other magics myself, but runes is my specialty. Are you I must confess I don't recognize any of the common insignias on you. Are you? I mean, he kind of lowers his voice to like a conspiratorial whisper. Are you a hedge mage?
So, what do I know of a hedge mage in this universe?
Yeah. You know that a hedge mage is a mage that is not affiliated with a guild. Uh, and you know, there are two. Uh, there is three kind of sets of guild. There's the Mages Congress, which is the name given to various small guilds that were established that are established in each uh, kind of territory, each principality.
Right.
So that's, for example, those are the guilds that we built as part of the treaty. They're known collectively as the Mages Congress. There's the High Council of Free Mages, known as the which is the controls one of the duchies. It controls Vostok, the city of Vostok and the surrounding area. And there's the Meta Tribunal, which controls the city of Loregrave.
So being from Vulgate and having a pretty official kind of teacher in that
Yeah.
regard, like what would she be related with in terms of all that?
You might be a member of the Mages Congress. It's up to you if you want to be or not.
She's definitely like a student. I mean, she's young, so she's a student,
Yeah.
if anything. But like
Probably.
whatever official setup it would be for her family and whatnot.
Yeah, so you probably have paid dues, and then you're probably a member. They take an annual tithe, and you're probably a member of the Mages Congress. So you would not be a hedge mage.
She probably like shakes her head like of course not, and then just says no, I'm a member of the Mages Congress. Still
Ah,
a student, but yes.
of course. Sorry if I offended. I myself am, of course, as you can tell, and he kind of points towards his blue robes, an apprentice to the to the High Council, but you know, we're all we're all just learning, isn't that what they say? And you can tell he appears like now that you've been sitting with him a while. Roll me an insight check. Yeah,
That's
you can tell that he's like uncomfortable, but you're not sure what's going on. Um, he says,
she just if there's like a slight uncomfortable silence, she just says, well, I suppose we're all glad that we have your expertise in protecting the town.
oh, yes. Well, I don't protect this town. I'm just um here for a task. Ah,
See,
yes, yes. He kind of gestures outside. He says, those glyphs aren't my handiwork. Can't claim those. Yes, and how long? What are you here for?
We're just well, I don't know the people I'm with very well, but we're heading south away from danger. I don't know if you've heard by now, but there's an orc party that destroyed the shaky bulwark.
Yes, I heard something about orc raids and burning it in or something. Terrible business. Yeah, companions you arrived with, they seem quite stout, sturdy, strong
They
gentlemen.
are indeed.
Yes,
Already been through some rough scrapes.
interesting. Interesting. Well, it's quite a impressive gathering of folks, I suppose. Yes. Well, uh, what would any of you be interested in? I don't know. A small favor? Well, I could compensate you adequately, of course. I just wanted to.
I'm not sure if I'm up to the task, but what would it be?
Uh, well, I'm, as I said, an apprentice to Devaro Ilan, and I have been tasked with. Well, I must confess, it's my first task of my apprenticeship, and I have been asked to retrieve a stone from a former colleague of Martha's. There's a tower to the edge of town, and this colleague used to live there apparently, and um, yes, I am supposed to retrieve something from it, and I have attempted it. However, it appears that the tower is not as abandoned as I had first thought. When I entered, I heard cackling and voices and whatnot, and I don't feel confident in my own abilities enough to face whatever is in there alone. So, look, it's my first damn task, and I can't do it. This isn't the type of thing
Kinda,
where I can simply
kind of
head
nods,
on home.
nods in understanding.
Yes, exactly. You understand. You're a woman of some skill, obviously. This isn't a thing where I can head on home. That'll be it. I'll be out before you can say Randu's tangled tentacles. Kick me to the curb.
Well, I don't think I could do much myself. My friends might be able to help, but it'd probably be better asking them.
Yes,
As I
yes.
said, we're not really staying in this place very long, but
Yes.
I'm not the one to
Would I
decide.
likely only take a day, perhaps?
There's a few others. The half orc, the woman with white hair. Perhaps you could ask them.
Of course. Are you staying at this establishment?
For the night at least.
Uh, Perhaps I could, if it wouldn't be too much of an imposition, join you all for dinner and make my case then.
That would be fine.
Excellent. Well, I will let you get back to your book, Miss.
Rivital.
Pleasure. Varen Oletho. It's lovely to meet you. Let you get back to your book. And maybe you'll learn the runes better than I did, so you won't need to tattoo them on your forearm. I wish you the best of luck. And I will see you at dinner.
Just a awkward nod goodbye.
All right. So yeah, he'll retreat. And is there anything else anyone wants to take care of, or between now and dinner? It's probably afternoon now, or early afternoon now.
I'll add a shovel to my shopping list.
Alrighty. I'll look up
And-
prices for all that at the end, and I'll let you know the
Yeah,
total.
that's fine. No rush. And then she'll probably find a farmer that looks a bit bored, and she'll share her bottle of wine with him.
Okay, yeah, you find a farmer who's sitting around doing not too much.
Take your pick.
He's happy to take your pick. He's happy to share his
Don't take one away from Talia.
yeah. You find it's actually the same farmer that brought Ket into the Stoneforge, Brandon. He tells you yeah, I cleared my field weeks ago. Don't know why these lads are only planting now. They're lazy sort. I'd love to share that bottle with you though, milady.
It's Theo. She nods her head.
Yeah.
And she just generally tries to get him to talk about local legends, that sort of thing, small talk.
Okay, sure. Yeah, as you ask him, it'll say, well, there's that abandoned tower over at the edge of town. They say there was some mage fella who lived there, and he died and apparently cursed the tower, and he's still in there, and he's gonna come eat us all one day. That's what I heard. I don't believe it though. I don't think that's true. There's not too much else. I suppose there's there's the wood, and then there's the dead man's the dead man walk we call the road between here and Tolwatch. It's because you'll see if you're traveling up it, and you've already traveled up it. There's quite a lot of cairns and mounds there, old burial stuff from I hear from Empire days, old stuff there. Back before the Empire was, when it was a real empire, not like now when it's just a pretendy one. Oh, we're all part of the Empire. No, we're not. Sure, we're on our own out here. We're part of Orenford, but I tell you, I ain't never seen anyone from Orenford out here guarding us or doing nothing like that. There, and but that Empire, useless it is. It takes a wee bit tax, and that's all it does. No army, nothing. It's not useful. Leaving every kingdom to fend for himself, and every little hamlet like this, yeah, we got to fend ourselves too. It's not right. It's not right. What am I paying? 10% of my grain for, eh? And yeah, it continues like that.
She's pretty much like mirroring him.
Yeah.
Reinforcing his whatever he says.
Prejudices, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there will be a point where he starts to try and flirt with you. How do you react?
Yeah, she's just she's not going for it.
Yeah, you can shut him down politely.
Deny him though. Yeah, she will do that politely.
Yeah. Fair. But yeah, you kind of spend your afternoon getting kind of asking about local tales. They tell you that the shrine has gone into ruin and it's a bad omen, and that if there was a real curate, then the city the town would be better off. But because it's only Hassan, he calls him Blind Hassan. He says his no attention is paid to it. Yeah.
Cool.
I thought you were gonna say something, sir.
Yeah, no. Once it gets dark and Brandon heads home, she'll climb up the tree and spread her bedroll somewhere semi-comfortable and tie herself to a branch.
Okay, sure. There's only the one tree within the walls.
Right.
And yeah, you climb up there, and it seems to be an apple tree, so it's not a big tree. Might be hard to sleep in.
She will try.
All right. Yeah, you can definitely try. We'll come back to that. What inside while Theo's off climbing trees, the rest of you gather around at dinner time. Luth, you're probably roused from your cat nap, um, and you see Iggy stump the bold flow that tattoos brings out. I have pictures of this I can show you, because I'm prepared. That is Iggy. Is that guy?
Isn't that the name of a White Stripes song? Iggy
Iggy
Thump.
Stump?
No.
Oh, is it?
Iggy
I have
Thump
no
is the
idea.
name. There is a White Stripes song called
Iggy
Iggy
Thump.
Thump.
I didn't know that. That's hilarious.
Or Icky Thump. Yeah, I don't know. Something like that.
But yeah, and then that's his brother Savros. But yeah, Iggy will bring out dinner, which is potato and rabbit pie. It's got tells you it's spiced with fennel and St. Tyra's tears. And it tastes quite nice, bit bland. But as he does, you all kind of gather around on a table. And Varen will sit down and he'll introduce himself to you. And he says, I hope I'm not intruding. I'm also staying at this establishment, and I spoke with your companion here, Lady Rivertal, and she informed me that you all are fleeing some band of orcs, dangerous sort, and I simply wanted to ask if you'd be interested in perhaps honing your skills. I could offer compensation. I would obviously assist you in this task, but I am here to complete a task for my first task for my master, and he is uh, tasked me with retrieving an item from that tower. It was supposed to be abandoned, but I fear it is not abandoned, and I would like uh, some aid when I enter, as I fear perhaps that it would best simply me. Of course, this would slow you down, and I, I understand from your companion here that you're quite eager to make your way towards uh, Toll Watch, which I understand, and uh, it would only slow you down a day. If you're in, if not, I absolutely understand.
Talia like kind of steeples her fingers together, and again, anytime she's talking, she's going to be trying to hide the fact that she's
Yeah.
a tooth. And she looks at him and
She
she
puts her
says,
hands in front of her mouth.
"Can you, or your master, or anyone you know, fix a tooth?" Asking for a friend.
Fix a tooth.
Like maybe make one appear where one is not.
Yes. No, I understand the question. I might. Well, it would take. Uh, I would not bet on my own talent. I could certainly attempt to. Perhaps imbue a something with a rune of illusion. It could work, maybe. It's possible. I wouldn't bet on my own skill. I'm sure my master would be able to easily, though. He's quite a skilled fellow.
Is that something that could be part of the reward?
He looks utterly confused.
The
Yes.
Rivital probably looks pretty confused too.
I'm in.
Excellent. Tooth it is, then. Would you want anything besides the tooth as a reward?
Gold.
Could be arranged, yes. Perhaps, 50 gold and a tooth?
That sounds fantastic.
And
he
who's at
kind
the
of,
table? Like I'd imagine like Kaylin and Luth.
yeah, Kaelin's at the
So
table.
everybody but
Kaylin-
Tree Girl.
Yeah, Kalen has no idea what's going on because he can't hear anything.
That is true.
Luth, what are you doing?
Luth just eats his pie, just kind of nods along. He's like, yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, I would appreciate that. Well, shall we tomorrow then? Take care of this.
I'm all
Sweet.
for it.
It seems like everyone is in agreement. So, in the morning, perhaps.
Excellent. And you see, he looks kind of surprised and very pleased with himself that you've agreed. And he says, "Well, a round of drinks, Savros." And Savros comes over with a round of ales for you all, and he holds his up and he says, "To a partnership." And he cheerses you.
Rivitol
Uh,
just slides her drink over to Luth.
Yep. And Luth double two fists his two
nice.
drinks.
So yeah, that's probably where we'll leave it. You guys go to bed, and you can get a long rest, so you can update your character sheets now. Theo, give me a Constitution saving throw. Okay,
That's not bad.
that's not bad. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Somehow with rope and this mattress or this bedroll that you've tied off in this tree, you get a somewhat comfortable rest. You awake the next morning with the dawn, and there's roosters crowing. And yeah, the rest of you awake as well. You're served porridge. When Kalen turns away from his porridge for a second, uh, Sniffles does come over and eat it all. Um,
Nice.
but yeah, you guys awake the next morning. The town survived the evening unscathed. It was not attacked, and yeah, it is. You all get a long rest, and it is now, I believe, the 12th of Bellowdred's End. And I think that's where we'll leave it for this week.
Sweet.
Alrighty.